Hello.
Hello.
Yay! You were the last person I was on Discord with, so I don't even have to fiddle with your volume or anything. Hi, hey everyone! Welcome in, welcome in. Got everybody getting their gemstones. I haven't done mine yet. Oh dang, Nix, you got a diamond. That's fucking lucky. Guy King, hello.
Hello.
Got a Jasper. It's pretty decent. Astaroth got freaking Sapphire.
Hey, listen.
Oh my goodness. Why didn't my thing work? Tits, please. Why are you being so stubborn? Why won't this stupid thing just work?
Everybody getting all these gems. You know what I got? A fan.
It's punishment
Oh my
time!
god! There, I beat the shit out of myself just for you. Oh god, we gotta hydrate and we gotta move. And I'm in a jar.
Yep.
Oh boy.
How was Sonic, Nix? Well, Sonic crowd control did not work, so
Oh no.
unfortunate. But it was also still really fun because it's still Sonic Adventure and it's still scuffed as fuck.
Alright. Find my juice box. It's not big enough now. We have to make it bigger. There we go. Cummies fit for a king. Figuring out how to make a mob farm in Minecraft with the new mods. That's really funny because Joe is playing Minecraft today. He's trying to figure out what all you could do with copper. Alright. Moo. 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 Not exactly like a man. Pretty good at preventing your house from burning down. Oh, that's good. Jib, build your house.
That's a good thing to be good at.
Build your house with copper so you're less susceptible to fire. That's what copper is good for.
I need a lot more copper.
He said I need a lot more copper.
I've only got like 100 copper.
Only got like 100 copper.
My house is already like close to 400 to 500 blocks. I didn't know that.
Well, he's playing on console right now until we can get him set up with a computer. He's playing with the headset, by the way. So what was that thing you downloaded?
I went to a different app.
You went into a different app.
There's a book called
Home theater.
It basically allows you to watch like
Videos?
custom VR animations.
Oh, okay.
Animations that made the explored in a VR space. You can watch the animations from VR. So right now I'm in the home area where you can choose.
Uh-huh.
And you can set your destination when you want your home thing. One of the things is called a crystal cave.
Oh, please, yes, please.
So I'm on this little platform, a little rock in the middle of this giant crystal cave.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like hundreds of feet in the air.
Oh, that's trippy.
I'm like looking down. And I know if I step forward, I'm not gonna fall, but might not be.
Yeah, I kind of yeeted myself. I yeeted myself off of something in VR chat to get over the fall scare, because I'm afraid of heights. So I was like, I know I'm not gonna die, so I'm just gonna go ahead and see what this feels like now. And Ark said if it ever got too overwhelming, I could always just close my eyes.
Yeah.
If I had the energy, I'd probably make my house entirely out of obsidian. Ooh, pretty. Because it's your favorite block. That's a good choice. That's a good block.
It's also an indestructible block.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. Right,
Well, nearly indestructible.
I'm not gonna go too crazy in announcing that we're live in Discord. Oh, you actually went into VR chat?
Yeah, I did.
It's fine.
Oh, bigger titties.
Yeah, you're a big titty fake girl now. Oh yeah, the nails are fun. Hit Y. It'll open your menu. Either hand, it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's like the two.
I already know how to open a menu.
Where's it be? Alright. Open the menu, go to the settings button, the gear. Go play Suika. I like playing Suika and in VR chat. Yes. Oh. Did you go up to the mirror? Yeah, if you go to the mirror, it's in like the middle of the area. You're in.
Oh, I forgot I can walk around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay, this gives me a little bit.
Yes.
Moving around without. Oh, okay.
Yeah, be very careful because that's what.
I pulled up the camera.
Oh, the camera? Oh god, I'm gonna have to play with that too. Yeah, VR chat gave me a little bit of motion sickness today. So I had to take a nap.
Oh my god, have you looked down while you're...
Oh, it watched her boobs bounce?
No, when you move around, her feet flare out like this.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, I haven't done that. Okay. Yeah, if you fall off. Yeah, that's what I did today. I just yeeted myself off so I could get it out of the way.
Yeah.
See what it feels like. So if I accidentally fall, I'm not like gonna be surprised. If you walk in, you can walk into portals. Yes, it was. He's so enamored by it. This is his first time playing with it, y'all. He hadn't had the opportunity to play with it yet. Not indestructible, but very durable. Oh, okay. Okay, so it can take 6 to 7 creeper explosions. That's actually nice.
Yeah,
that is really
that
nice.
might as well be indestructible.
Joe, would you ever want to be 8'2" and 500 pounds? He's thinking about it. No. This is a little too big for him. Too big. Right.
Okay, Yakuza time.
Yeah, I'm swapping over now. Hold on, I'm bringing the jar back. Nobody yell at me.
Are you live right now?
Yeah, I'm live.
Yeah, get in that jar.
Yeah, I brought it back. It's too big for me too, but I'm stuck. You know what? We do gotta handle the cards we're dealt.
Oh right, I'm off tonight. What the fuck am I thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking? He's like, oh, I'm off. Yeah, you can play with
I was
that
thinking
until it
that,
dies.
I should probably stop this and go take my nap.
No, you don't need to take a nap. If you want to keep playing, with the VR headset, you can until you need to charge it. No! Creeper little bastards. Alright, now I gotta fiddle with the audio and the,
God King, why are you building a house underground where the monsters spawn?
Because living in caves is cool, bro.
So, what happens if, like, I think it froze? It's insane connecting for, like, 3 minutes now.
I wonder if that's a Wi-Fi issue.
Could be.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it could just be a Wi-Fi
No,
problem.
it switched over to initially we're joining. Okay, yeah.
That might have just been VR chat.
Oh, look. First person.
Alright, we're waiting on the controller. There we go. You're not near any caves?
Oh, you can go to third person.
Yeah, you can go into third person. Alright. Trying to remember where we left off. We got a little bit more. Oh yeah, we just finished eating ramen with that. Well, I guess we didn't really eat any ramen, but
Well, it was a
had
little after that. We're trying to get info on Makoto Makimura.
Right, the guy we're supposed to
That we're supposed to
obliterate.
assassinate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were told to, and we have a date with a lady at the bridge who might have some info on Makoto Makimura.
Okay, so I see where we're going. We're just going down here.
Yep.
He's having so much fun, guys.
Sounds like it.
Because, like, there was no way I wasn't gonna, like, not let him play it.
Yeah.
It's too expensive to just be like, no, it's mine, you got it for me.
I don't think I'm gonna like create my own.
Well, you don't have to create your profile. If you just want to play online, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
This is yours.
Yeah, he can be the sexy fairy.
Yeah, you could be a big titty fairy. No one cares.
Yeah.
I'm in whatever first hand is now.
Okay, yeah. Figure out what the fuck
This
first hand
hands back
is.
in controller experience.
Okay, Ark may have actually recommended that to me, and I started to download it and just forgot.
Reachable distance. Okay, so I don't.
I just have to
it's all
wait
about
and hope
hand
she
track.
finds me.
So I
Yeah, you're
don't want
pretty
to-
conspicuous, dude.
Just set them down. All right, so this is where it's gonna meet Akko. I think that's what he said her name was. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
She cute.
Oh, ooh.
Hello,
hello.
cutie.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Akko.
Yugoro-san?
Oh, it's like a.
Oh, you're Akko-chan, huh? Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Oh. You want to know something kind of funny?
Shit.
I was actually surprisingly stealthy when I was working as a Yakuza. Surprising number of people would get startled when I start talking because they weren't aware of you. Bro, that's what are you, like the strong silent type?
Shit, her guard's up sky high. She bails on me and I'm screwed. Gotta find some way to put her at ease here. Alright,
Oh,
Trix,
that's right. We went to the call center.
Yeah, we went to the call center, and you can do that
Huh?
again, multiple times. And get dates with women as Majima and Kiryu.
He's playing it off like he's a fucking celebrity, dude. Come on.
Just keeping our little secret, yeah?
I'm overthinking this.
I'm over it. Yeah.
No way a goofball like you is the guy. Huh?
Huh? What guy is that?
It's nothing. I'm glad you seem nice, like the nice sort. I'm Akko. Okay. Cool.
Alright, that's the first
From the
hurdle
South, and you
clear.
learn at a young age. You just gotta be quiet and appreciate good food. People tend to talk. Yeah. You just vibe. Just vibing.
Yeah. God King, the ultimate vibe master.
Vibing. Surviving. Thriving. Unaliving other people.
Yeah. Not to rush things along, but you got time for a little chat over a cup of tea? A meal it is, then. What you feel like?
I'm craving some sushi.
Sushi, huh?
I am craving
Figures
some
a
sushi.
college gal like you would have refined taste.
Well, yeah, sure.
Sushi isn't fucking...
These days,
that
you're a total
refined.
bum if you don't have at least 50 grand on hand for a date. Gerson, I'm sure that was really fast. Why is the dialogue just flying by?
Of course I do. Get ready, because I'm about to show you the time of your life.
Really? Gerson's got it. Yay!
50 grand. 50
That's
grand in
nothing.
yen. That's $500.
That's nothing to us, though.
I'll pay whatever it takes.
Walked into a hospital after getting stabbed with the guy who stabbed me. Surpassed embracing the fight.
Damn.
There.
God King has transcended vibes. He has become the vibe god.
Alright, we're going to the sushi place. Alright, it's just over here.
You're gonna go sushi place.
Pumpkin Bean! Oh, hi! Hi, welcome in. We are playing... Girls, get out of my way. We're playing Yakuza 0. Taking a
Yeah.
girl on a sushi date!
Yeah, sushi date. Let's go.
Sushi date! Woo!
Going to a fancy sushi bar. What can I get started for you? Give me 100 grams worth of your 10 grams worth of your finest. Oh, and it's a sashimi of today's best catch.
Oh, and make sure there's uni in a... girl.
You got it.
That's fast. You not drinking?
Well, I am at work here, technically. I'll pass for now. I'm way more interested, Akochi, and in hearing your story. You seem awful at home here for a college student. Go to places like this a lot?
Your defense, that guy stabbed you because you thrown his brother across
Every
the
day?
street. I
You
mean,
girls got quotas that strict?
I mean, family protects family, right?
Best part of what
Nori
I do is
fries!
for what? No strings attached.
Ciabatta had a sushi burger.
Now hold on, it's oh really?
A sushi burger with nori fries.
That's cool.
I'm jealous. I want a sushi
Good job, right?
burger.
Way I heard, he's got college girls finding jobs through telephone gun, then he sweeps in and grabs their take.
Huh? Mikado-san's nothing like that. First off, when most of us girls meet up with guys, it's just to be able to, it's just to get taken out for meals, nothing more. And second, I didn't hear that last part.
What? Wait, sorry. So you're not selling the goods, Ako-chan?
Of course I'm not. Say, Gurasan, you're not telling me that that interview was a bit of a lie and you're just here hoping to get some action, are you? Because if so, sorry. Doesn't matter how much sushi you buy me, I ain't going to no hotels with you.
Whoa, hold on. That's the farthest thing from my mind. I'm just saying, those are the rumors I heard.
Right, well, you're making the right choice there. If anything happens to me and you're in a world of hurt.
Huh? What's that mean, exactly?
Her dress is so sparkly, bro.
Yeah.
Like this little sequins dress. Yummy! Yeah. I'm jealous! But share your sushi.
No, she gets all the sushi.
I want the sushi.
Okay, don't get ahead of yourself, girl. She'll be more than eager to talk once she's gorged on Sotenbori's finest.
Oh. Is he saying this is the best sushi place?
Yo,
Someone
yeah,
that works
this is
with
the
a lot
best
of Japanese
sushi place
call
in
girls. Most of
Sotenbori.
the time this is accurate. There's a severe loneliness like epidemic because modern Japanese society has severely cut interpersonal interactions down to a physical space, probably the most interpersonal time a Japanese person gets with their coworkers. Their society, oh boy, socially
required to spend 4 to 5 hours, 5 days a week with after work.
Yeah, I heard about that. They'll like go get dinner and drinks like with their coworkers after work. Like, bro, when I'm done with work, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've seen enough of you people. Bye. But I mean, like, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I can see how that it can produce like good work relationships, but they work those people to the bone.
Well, here's the thing, like, also Japan kind of realizes that, like, just like stuff like this kind of sells and makes money.
All right.
Like the cabaret clubs you see here, there's still a thing in Japan.
Nice.
You can still go to, like, and they're still, like, they're 100% legal. You can go to a place. You can go to a place and pay money to, you know, just spend time with a pretty lady.
She's numbing herself a little too hard over there. Quit numbins.
And they realize that, like, that's a thing that can really sell, so they're just like, yeah, keep doing it. And honestly, I don't think it's so bad as long as the customers recognize that there's boundaries with the girls. Like, as long as that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think it should be perfectly fine to just, like, be able to pay to have a nice evening with an attractive person. Like, I don't think that's so wrong. And people who demonize that are just kind of weird.
Yeah, they kind of are. Like, you're just hanging out with somebody who gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to just hang out with people.
Yeah. And also, like, while there's cabaret clubs, there's also host clubs for women.
Right.
You get a whole bunch of, like, beautiful men.
There's a little something for everybody.
Yeah, there's a little something for everybody. They don't discriminate.
I love that.
Yeah.
Stuck
Alright.
some man candy.
Yeah.
Oh, some man candy.
Your check, sir.
20
You paid 20,000. Damn.
I hope she recognizes that.
Thank you, sir. Please come again.
Thanks for that.
Sure. Ready to go?
Cause she was just saying like 50 grand, so
Yeah.
he's got 30 left.
Yep. Alright, feeling full and satisfied? I'd love to get back to that talk we were having.
Oh, I want to go there.
Go where now?
The game center.
Oh no, Trix.
Oh
You
no.
have to win at the claw machine.
Not that claw machine. I love the claw machine, but the claw machine does not love
They
me.
got super cute stuffed animals there.
Major
Game started-
issues that a lot of people have with cabaret clubs is that there's a high Venn diagram of people who work at the cabaret clubs and prostitution. Oh.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Some of the girls will also try to get some of the clients off hours and outside of the club.
Well, at
which
least it's
is-
next door.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go
We-
far.
Which is a real serious problem.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah. And
Oh,
some of
see,
them
right
will
there.
actually, like, they will resort to prostitution to get more money, is the thing. And that's a very terrible thing.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
I gotta do scripts.
To act as a bouncer for those exact kinds of people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some guys get a little... Some guys get a little too touchy with the girls.
Touchy-feely, little handsy.
Yeah, so you gotta be ready to chuck their asses out.
This cummy box is too big now. Yep. I don't know, something happened with my sizing. Something happened. I don't know. Oh, I downloaded Firebot. I haven't done anything with it yet, but like attach it to my Twitch profile, but I did download it. Oh, my back.
Oh yeah, that is right, God King. That's another problem. Overly aggressive old ladies who will get super touchy with hosts at host clubs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why is it so hard just to be respectful, bro?
Yeah.
I
Why
gotta
is it
figure
so-
out where to put this webcam. Because it's either just not in a good spot or I'm really bad at wiggling. Hey, thank you. But I keep drifting. Like, it abruptly, too. Like, I'll end up over here. And then, like, I'll slowly make my way back, but then I'll get stuck in, like, this position. I don't know.
You gotta win it here because they don't sell them anywhere else. You can't
Yeah,
solve all
roast
of life's
him.
problems by throwing money at them.
Roast him.
What's your problem?
Yeah, and I'm not good at it either, girl. Oh, she manipulating you.
I want to be like, look at this thing.
She manipulating you. I know, that's like the one downside about the VR headset is like you want to show somebody like, oh my god, look at this cool thing.
I'm holding a little toy car,
Did she specify one?
like a little child.
You didn't really specify, no.
Okay, which one do you think? Ugly lizard or ghost guy?
I think the cute ghost girl with the bun would be the one she would want.
Alright, that's the one I want, so...
It's
Yeah.
longer in the
Go for it, Trix.
I'm gonna try, friends.
I made
You made something? He made something,
Iron
guys.
Man
Oh, cool. Iron Man gauntlets. Ain't no fucking way.
No fucking way. Let's go.
I did a good job.
Oh, Trix pulling out the fucking win.
This has never happened before. Where are my head pats?
What's so awesome, girl-san? Thank you.
Oh my god.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
It's
Dude.
about Maki Murhan. Damn, he did make it look easy.
Oh my god. I made it look easy. What are you talking about?
Well, guys, let's head out.
Are you playing chess? What are you playing over there?
For me?
Yeah. Oh, the queen.
It's that hand game I told you about. That was
Oh.
that download. It's a little game, but it's mostly to train you how to use your hands without the controllers.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to play that.
Yeah. So the first thing I did was I made these Iron Man. Oh, there we go.
Oh god, where's she taking us now?
I made these Iron Man gauntlets, and I was able to use do the blasting. First hand. This one. First hand.
No whining. Bring me there.
Twitch had something that told you when you went over the 500 character limit.
That would have
Yeah,
been
that would
nice.
be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have a good point, God King. Like, a lot of them, they're just so desperate for affection. So they kind of tend to just, like, jump at any affection they get.
Wait, we're
It
going
still
to the
doesn't
disco?
excuse their actions.
Oh, it's got a seated mode and a
Yeah, you're gonna go to a nice little place to chat.
We're going to the disco, bro. That's not exactly what I would call a good place to chat.
I got an eye for it, Oh, third style time! Are you fucking ready for this, Trix?
On our date?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Why does this guy look like a monkey?
if I move outside of the area,
Now clear out my yard, son. I had my eye on this first row. Doesn't matter who's dancing here before. That doesn't mean you own the place.
No. It doesn't excuse their actions, but explains their actions. Right. If we can target problems, then we can prevent problems. I agree with that.
that's what
Do, 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 do.
They're
Take
gonna
up the
fight
whole bridge.
Damn, I got a disco to get to.
Gotta get to the disco.
Oh, you about to learn a little bit about disco.
Oh God, help me.
Majima, there you are. Old man Kamaki, what, you still out hunting for a place we can go at it? Majima phrasing.
For real, dude.
Just for my afternoon constitutional. Taking in the city. You seem troubled.
The fact that a lot of the cabaret clubs are owned by criminal organizations that either force or heavily encourage prostitution issue. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I gotta get caught up with those punks. Are doing a good job of blocking the way. If they want to break each other's faces, that's fine by me. I just wish they'd hurry up with it.
Yeah, hurry the fuck up. We got disco.
Fisticuffs, knowing the ritual of their kind, I doubt they will take such a violent turn. Rituals? What? You know these guys? Judging from they are practitioners of the new breakdance. The kids are so
No
fascinated with these
fucking
days.
way.
It
a
is their
break
custom
dance
to settle
style?
dispute by dancing. Oh, just you
What?
fucking wait.
You're saying that as someone who is in the industry? Yeah. You're in with one of the good cabaret clubs. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, at least.
Dancing to, what are they? Some kind of horned up birds? How the hell do you fight with dancing?
Majima, please. Educate yourself.
Just watch there. Look, they've begun. Watch their performances closely.
Okay. Okay.
Yo! Oh shit!
Are you ready for this, Trix?
Oh, this is so goofy, bro.
Yo, let's fucking go. It's time for the breaker style.
I won't lie, this is campy as all fuck.
I love using Majima's breaker. Holy, that was dancing? I've never seen move that sharp. Wonder if I pull off that.
Dude, you're gonna do it, and it's gonna be like you've been practicing your whole goddamn life.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Y'all make me sick.
This bridge was, and forever remains property of A. Reishi crew. Fine, keep it. For now. This ain't over. I'm gonna up my game and be back for blood.
Oh my god.
Oh, seems the boy in the red frock won. Quite the sight, eh? An intriguing way to establish
Is she just standing back there?
Yeah, she's
Bro,
just
I'd
like,
be so fucking bored. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, God, what the fuck is going on? Just want to go to the disco.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like she could cross the bridge either.
I mean, I guess, but like now he's just having a whole ass chat with this old man.
It's like, I thought we were gonna go dancing! What the fuck?
Right.
Quit talking to your grandpa!
Playing coy, Majima.
Ashy, what the fucking fuck
Kiss
are
me,
you
you
doing?
fool.
Oh, Joey.
I accidentally broke a couple of people's jaws when I tried to do some disco. Oh, fuck.
Ashy.
Oh, poor God King.
Ashy's being so silly. She's in a box.
God, the fucking homoerotic tension here. You can fucking cut it with a knife.
Charlie, what's even going on? Some street battle
Yeah.
with fancy footwork.
Playing coy, Majima? What do you mean? I mean, kiss me. Kiss me now!
Apparently your heel, when accelerated, has a tendency towards injury for others.
Yeah. Poor God King.
Watching them dance sparked something inside you, did it not? Your loins are aflame. The look in your eyes was hungry. Ravenous even. God!
Disgusting!
You
What?
know-
What are you saying, old man?
I add the shit, but then they just say something that proves that I don't need to. You got eyes like a damn hawk. Yeah, alright. Still don't know if I could actually apply it, though. That's marvelous news. Another thing to look forward to in our sparring.
I have no idea where the cat went now. Right, we got shit
Sorry,
to do, guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of something. I gather you're raring to go, but I gotta take... It's gonna take me a while, yeah? Out on one of those dates with a young lass, are you? You're a formidable man in many areas, it seems. Back in my youth, I have fucked quite a lot.
I feel like he's jealous. I feel like he wishes that he was on the receiving end of that date.
No, he really doesn't, because remember when he first met us, he was like, what would I want with a bunch of painted ladies? Who gives a shit? I just want a strong man to punch me in the face.
That's what I'm saying. He's jealous Majima's on this date with her, not him.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense, actually.
The answer is both, God.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, because it is both.
Yeah. Quite teasing, my friend, but I have found our venue. Ashihadaba Park.
Where have I got the ABs?
The park? Okay. I'll drop by when I get some time. Guess what you can go there to do, Trix?
Beat up an old man.
Yeah, exactly. And then he teaches you how to fight good and stuff.
Yay! Let's beat up an old man.
Imagine, like, going up to a businessman and just punching him in the face. He's like, okay, you defeated me. Now I shall teach you how to work a finance portfolio.
That's the best way to come back from taking out the garbage. To, like, confusion and chaos.
The crowd's clearing out. Let's hustle to the disco before something else comes up.
For real, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. Motherfuckers is crazy. Wait, so...
Yeah, you gotta wait for her. She's got shorter legs.
Oh, god damn it, you short bitches and your short legs.
Yeah.
I'm one of them short bitches.
Keep going. Bump into everyone.
Yeah, bump into the trash too. Is this okay?
Yep, that's it.
Kind of happened. I did once in a fist fight with a man who I later found out was 64. Jesus. Help me understand how to write a check in Japanese. Oh my god. Oh, this dude. What is he wearing? Brother, ugh.
Look,
Mother, you are the
it's
shortest
the
of
80s.
bitches.
It was the fashion, alright?
Ugh, brother. What is that? What are those? I am the shortest of bitches. No, we've got friends that are shorter than me.
Yeah, here you go.
I'm pretty short,
Yep, here's the other 30. Here's the other 30K Trix. Congratulations!
Oh, you're watching it? You're watching the stream? You're commenting in VR chat in the stream? That's so fun. That's so cool. I looked over and now I'm broken again. Alright, let me fix that. I gotta figure out like a better place, right? I saw a magic setup and like it's like dead center and I'm like, how did you do that? Because mine's sitting on top of the monitor right now and that's affecting like everything.
Thank you, sir. Please enjoy your time.
He looks like he's in a high school band.
He does.
Yeah, like so I have a good webcam. It's a good one. It's a Razer Kyo. It's got a built-in ring light and everything. It's super freaking nice. But like it's on top of my monitor. And even like facing it down towards me a little bit. I don't know. It's just in a bad place.
Yeah, but it's pretty dead back here with just the two of us. Ain't the whole point of a room like this to bring a big old party, pop some corks, huh? You don't? Could have fooled me.
It's the clamp. I do have another
How many girls out there are
boom
keen on
arm.
palling around with a kid who ran away from home or letting her couch surf? And the ones who are, their parents always kick me out.
But
There are a
it's
few girls I've
it's
met
for my
through this
tablet.
job. But they're not the sort of friends who get together and
I
party.
could get like a piece that connects to it that would work for the webcam instead though. Okay. And my monitors are very low on the table. This whole everything needs to be. I need to clean this area up, y'all. My desk looks like a freaking nightmare. Shut up. We don't need comments from Peanut Gallery over there.
Trix, did you read any of that?
I did knock over my bottle of Coke.
I didn't even realize it. Thankfully, it was so close to empty that nothing spilled out.
Yeah, because I drank that shit.
Trix,
Aww.
did you read any of the conversation they've been having?
Death, could I have Cliff Notes, please?
So, Makoto Makimura is apparently a protector for Osaka's sex workers.
Okay.
Anyone who messes with them, he beats the shit out of them. And actually, he hasn't been taking their take at all. He's the one
So
who
he's
helps set them up.
He's a
Yeah,
good guy.
he's actually a really good person. So,
Hey,
what
Why are you wearing the same
Sugawara
damn
told
dress
us was
as
a
my
lie.
girl? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, that guy had the same job you had.
Yeah.
Yo. Alright, she's gonna go dance. Oh god, do we have to dance?
Yeah, go dance.
We got a boogie?
I finally found you.
Who the
I've been
fuck is this
watching all the
asshole?
places you seem to turn up, just hoping to run into you again. What do you want from me? Oh, drop the axe, sugar. I figured I owe you for last time. drag me all around town, make me foot the bill.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to that, you call her roided up buddy to come beat the shit out of me.
Oh.
You got what you deserve. Don't think I didn't see you put that pill in my drink. You think I'm gonna let a creep like you put his hands on me?
Fuck this guy.
What? Ain't got your musclehead boyfriend with you today? You can call him if you like. I brought my own friends with me this time. Oh, he's not here, but we're more than happy to kick your ass.
Right, well, we'll stand in.
Yeah, you're a real scumbag. Sticks and stones, baby. Hold up. Huh? The hell are you? Another one of this bitch's bodyguards? Punch him in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
You crazy? I didn't even know this girl. I'm just saying, you're in the goddamn way. Excuse you? Discos are made for dancing, pal. You want to pick up chicks? Try showing your moves. If you got any. I'll show you how it's done. Clear me some space. You're a circus missing its clown tonight? Fine, you want to dance so bad? You can dance with me and with the boys and me. Hope you like breakdancing, pal, because you're gonna get broke. Perfect. I was hoping I'd get a chance to try breakdancing shit I saw on the bridge. Trix, you ready to breakdance your way to victory?
God, this is so stupid. I love it.
It's actually it's actually the best style in the game. Well, second best. Second best to Majima's demon style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna bury you! Menacing men.
Menacing man.
Switch to the breaker style. Pull off extra attacks from a freeze point. Trigger an X attack followed by a Y combo attack to finish with a freeze pose. From this pose, you can unleash an additional attack, a finishing blow called the double breaker. See if you can pull off a freeze pose. Hit X and then tap Y repeatedly. Bam! You can do that as much as you want. Just keep tapping Y.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you start going into a freeze pose, you can basically just keep doing it forever until Majima finishes with a, like, extremely powerful finisher.
Okay.
See?
Kicking me in my ass, son. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah. Honestly, with breaker style, you just want to button mash.
Too much stimuli, Jubes. Do you have the motion sickness? Oh, sweet!
Just another day in the life. Still, you best keep the whole milking guys for freebies thing in check. I was here to step in this time, but your man Makimura Hans may not always be here to keep you safe. You'd think, but Makoto-san's always really close by. One phone call and he really does come flying in. That's so. Makoto-san's a chiropractor most of the time. Got a place in Shinfuku South called Hagawashi Kaikan?
Yeah.
Really? Figured I could meet the big guy himself if I head down to his clinic? Probably. Makoto Makimura,
Go
finally
for the knees!
nailed you
Go
down.
for the knees! Knees and
Yep.
shins.
Yeah, go for his knees.
Go for the knees. I will have
Break
to
their
remember
kneecaps.
that. Get like a pipe or a stick, just beat them in the kneecaps.
Mhm.
Coming for your nika kneecaps.
I'm coming for your Nico kneecaps.
Stop it.
Akko-chan, you're a lifesaver. You really helped me out today. I'm gonna go interview the big man in person now. And I don't mean I'm going to stab him multiple times. Just don't tell him it's me who told you, okay? You seem nice, so I made a but details about are supposed to be super top secret. Don't worry, I really got it. You really trust this Makimura-han, don't you?
My neck hurts. The
Well,
headset
yeah.
is heavy.
If not for him, there's no telling what could have happened to me by now. Man, Makoto Makimura's such a sweetheart. It would be a shame if someone killed him. You'd have to be a total asshole to do that. It's not like that. No way. Sotenbori's overflowing with girls who would tell you that it was Makoto. And girls who got tricked by terrible men. Girls who have been through all kinds of hell. Girls on the verge of suicide. To all of us, he's practically a saint. Got a guy that good, and you're asking to get struck by lightning or something. Huh. Oh, well, I guess there is one thing. Just a little favor he asked us to help with. A favor? If we're ever working and find a guy with a tattoo of a bat, we're supposed to let him know right away.
Like a baseball bat or a flappy bat?
A man with a flappy bat.
Okay.
Who's that? I don't know any details. Sounded like Makoto-han's been looking for him for a long time, though. Makoto-san hardly ever asked for any help on anything else, so all us girls are working together to try and find the guy. I get ya. So that's why you perked up when you heard I had a tattoo.
Oh.
You got it. Using his girls to find a man, huh? Oops, I gotta go. I'll be late to meeting up to the next guy if I don't hurry. There's a next guy? How much partying you doing today? I'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!
We never see her again.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Drop in on your parents sometime, if I feel like it. Well, I know where Makoto Kimura is at now, but this ain't adding up
Life
right.
experiences told me anything. That lady's dead.
He sounds nothing like Sagawa described him. That's a possibility. He's a total scumbag exploiting women for cash, turn into a saint going around saving them. And what's the deal with this bat tattoo? Doesn't matter. Saint or scum, I'm killing Makimura. That's the job.
Oh, buddy.
Should be at the fucking
Place. He's
clinic.
at the place.
He's at the clinic. Go to the massage parlor.
Oh, fuck yeah, I really need one of those.
Yo, Shades!
Why are we being interrupted again? Oh, this dude.
Who? No, you're the guy from the Iowa Bridge who was dunking it out with the big dude with your breakdancing or whatever. Boom, son! I feel that! Huh? The hell are you exploding for? That battle was sick, yo! Those moves got me seriously bugging. I thought I seen the best Sotenbori had to offer, but your skills are to the curb!
What is this slang?
Oh, God. Oh, and that's what this is about. Look, I'm just trying out some random stuff that came to mind. It's nothing.
Dude, fuck you. People wish they could get that good that fast.
Yeah, fucking hell. The hell you talking, man? It was like a bolt from the blue to me. A shout out from God. You gotta join my crew. We need you.
We need you. We need you, Majima.
We need you. Like Kiryu needs you in his life. Go to him. Crew? Yeah, A-Reishi crew. If you join up, we'd be kings of Sotenbori, no question. A-Reishi's the crew's name, and Areshi's my name, so yeah, welcome aboard, dog. Nuts. I should have wasted my time playing around with you and your friends. Go find somebody else. I ain't playing, fool. Me and my crew, we got this for real. I'm throwing down every day. We gotta take over this town, then Japan, then the world. Feel me?
Oh my god, he's very passionate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And just how you planning on taking over the world by dancing on the side of the damn street?
Sir.
Yeah. Hey, lots of folk come through Sotenbori. Entertainment big's gotta be in the mix, yeah? You get one of those cats' attention, who even knows? Why would they stop to even piss on you, dude?
Right.
I suppose it's not impossible. Got plenty of guys like that coming through my club every night. Yeah, also, he's the owner of a very successful club. Why would he... Oh,
Death.
fuck! Oh, thank God.
Oh my god, that scared me!
He just fits. Way I see it, if I want the big boys to take notice, I gotta stand out more than anybody else is in the town. Do that, and get my ass on TV is totally possible.
Dude, that scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Good thing we got the slime shotguns now.
True.
Huh, that's some plan. And I figure into all that how exactly? It hit me while I was watching you battle, dog. We take your little moves and pump up the volume a bit. We'll be crushing each other's crew, every other crew in Osaka. I already got ideas for a whole bunch of sick new moves. You get those under your belt, you'll be unstoppable, son. Can't say I care much about dancing, but I'm pretty curious about where I can take this fighting style.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And hey, you don't gotta give me an answer right now. Think on it. We practice in the alley behind in Shofuku West. You decide you're in, you come see us. Cool.
Cool. Cool beans!
Alright, yeah, that's Street West. Right, maybe I'll drop by. Don't get your hopes up, though. Name's Majima, by the way. You know, in case you decided you wanted to ask.
Right, you never even asked us our name. We got an ad in a minute.
We'll be waiting for you. You come find us, okay?
Okay,
Fucking
cool. Weirdo.
Never going to that alley ever.
Cool, weirdo. Little weird
Yeah,
monkey
see ya.
man.
Yeah, he did look like a monkey.
He did. Tell me he did.
Yeah.
Get out my fucking way, bitch. Oh, sorry. That was rude of me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, Sign Man. You're just doing your job.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me.
Get out of my fucking way. Get out of my fucking way.
Get out of my fucking
Get out of my
way.
fucking way. There we go.
God, this place looks run down as
Here it is.
Jules! Hi, hi!
Hi, Joels.
Weird.
Makoto Makimura's in here. Whack him, and I'm back in the face.
Don't
Oh,
say it
Majima
like that.
phrasing.
God.
Yeah. All right, Makimura.
Jube, you never ordered the cat
Pull down
food.
those drawers. Prepare to be whacked.
Jube, it's 9 o'clock. The girls need to eat, son.
I ain't going through that humiliation again. This time, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna whack this guy. Ready to bust in.
Alright, let's go.
You right?
Bust.
You ready, Trix? You ready?
Hold
You
on,
ready to
I
make
do
him
want to
bust?
check one thing first.
Okay. Shit, I'm getting jumpy.
I wanted to make sure we had healing items.
Yeah, we have healing items.
Okay. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Had a good session with your
All right,
therapist today?
Go bust. Go bust. You got this.
You made a choo-choo-chwee! Fuck yeah. Yeah, we got a stupid ad. We'll enter the building when the ad ends. Job.
Okay.
Job. What we gonna do? Don't you tell me don't worry about it. The girl's gonna be hungry. You cannot feed the babies.
The kitties need to eat.
They need sustenance. You were told that getting the universal ad free was better for streamers. Is that really the case? At this point,
Who the fuck knows?
I don't even know anymore. I think for like a bigger picture. All right, so like, hear me out. Say you actually watch a lot of streamers. Say you watch like a lot of people. They will still get that ad revenue. They won't get the cost of like a full sub, but they do get the ad revenue, which I think is beneficial if you are watching multiple people. And then if you want to extra special like support somebody, then I'd say do the sub, especially if they've got like a fuck ton of like emotes and like extra shit.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'm gonna dispel something that a lot of people who don't stream don't know about it. Ad revenue don't count for shit.
it really doesn't though.
Yeah, like in a month, an entire month. Like say like you all know my streaming schedule. I stream about like 3 times a week for about 3 hours. So that's about 9 hours. So let's say like average that out in a 4-month period. That it totals out to 32 hours a month. Guess how much I make in ad revenue? Like really guess. Anyone want to throw up a number?
I'm kind of going to look at my earnings now too.
Yeah.
Since I started upping the ad amount so we could disable pre-rolls, I haven't actually looked to see quote how much more money I've been making. I can tell you
$7. Oh God, man.
oh man,
Man,
we wish it was
I
7.
fucking wish.
Okay,
No,
I
man,
will give
I
you
make
a
about
comparison.
$3.
All right, I'll give you a comparison. Before I was keeping ads down to 30 seconds, the absolute bare minimum per hour, and I was making about $3. Ever since I turned on ads to run a minute and a half every 30 minutes, disabling pre-rolls, this month I have made, in the past like 30 days, I've made $14.69. I stream 5 days a week, roughly 4 hours per stream. So like
Okay, yeah.
25
Here we go.
hours.
Here we go. So I have currently I have 31 hours 31 hours and 7 minutes streamed currently. I have made a total of 40 cents from ads.
Oh, in the morning. Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's pretty shit. So like, this is Sanity's take on it. So Sanity is one of my mods. His take is get an ad blocker and sub to the people you really care about.
Yeah. Honestly, you want to support streamers like directly, see if they have a Ko-fi or a Patreon.
Yeah, like I have one of those. So like say you can't swing $8 for a sub, that's completely respectable, completely understandable. But you got like a few bucks.
Yeah, tip $2 in their Ko-fi. That is
74
way
cents.
more appreciated.
Oof. What? Why isn't my coffee command not working? Oh, fuck it. Who cares? Gotcha. Also, subs on mobile, for some, I have no idea why they decided this, but for some ungodly reason, they decided to make them more expensive on mobile than they are on browser.
No, I know the reason.
You do?
It's because there's a processing fee for the mobile application.
Oh, okay. See, that makes a little more sense. I was like, what the fuck?
That
That is still a
shitty.
substantial difference.
It's shitty, but you know, it's the reason why.
Your ad blocker doesn't work on... Bro, we gonna have to ask Sanity what he uses.
Yeah.
Sanity! Sanity, what do you use?
Twitch has been getting smarter about like disabling ad blockers.
Bro, help.
Yeah.
Speak and he shall appear. That's hilarious. Are you... Okay, so question, Sanity. The one you use, do you use it for mobile? And then the other question is, which one? Yeah, they're starting to get like to where YouTube is, where they like they won't play the video unless you turn it off. See, I think the difference between YouTube and Twitch though is because all YouTube gets is ad revenue. That's all they get.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to subscribe on YouTube. But Twitch is a little different because that ability to like directly support people is substantially better than like the few pennies you're gonna get from some ads. You will not hurt my feelings if you use an ad blocker. I promise it's not that deep.
You're not. Like I said,
Really
I've
not.
earned, in almost 32 hours of streaming for this month, I have earned 40 cents from ads. Fuck ads.
It's ridiculous. Now, that's my ad revenue, $14.69. But I did, we had that little thing, that little spat, and Death hooked me up with some gifted subs, and that put me at 25 subs this month. So I'm getting about $100 next payout, which is way better than nothing.
I'm lucky if I get a payout most months.
It was like that when I first started. Ever since I joined the team, it's been like substantially better. I think a lot of it's just gonna be like continuation. Like, how long have you been streaming? Like, I know you haven't been with the team for very long.
I'm almost on my 2nd year.
Okay. I am in my 3rd year, so things have definitely bounced up since then.
Yeah, and I mean, I knew I wouldn't really get rich off of it.
Oh no.
I honestly, for the longest time, never thought I'd hit affiliate.
74 cents, Jesus Christ. That's insane.
Yeah.
Grabblock has missed a few ads, but not too often. Okay, that's cool. Cool. So like,
by the way, is the ad over?
Yeah, it's been over. We've kind of just been chatting over it. My big thing is I stream for 2 reasons. If I can make any money off of it, great, because I cannot get a job. They do not want to hire me because I have accommodations that I need. And they're not going to outright come out and say that, oh, we're not hiring you because you're ableist.
Disabled.
We're going to pretend like you just don't have enough credentials. Guys, I tried for an entire year. Couldn't even get shit. So I was like, fuck it. I got all this free time. What am I going to do with all this free time? I can't do nothing. I have to do something. I have a very high work ethic. I take my streaming a little bit more seriously than a lot of people. Like, branding meant a lot to me. Developing my character meant a lot to me. Creating lore meant a lot to me. Like, all that, I took it really seriously ever since I became a VTuber. And I'm happy to say it's been slow growth, but it has been paying off.
Yeah.
But it's better than doing nothing. It's better than just sitting here and twiddling my thumbs and be like, fuck, I ain't got shit to do today. My back. I'm so crunchy. Oof. Most of my peeps are subs, so I don't get much ad revenue. Yeah. I think I have less subs than I have people who just watch. So I think it's pretty split. But $14 is definitely more than the last few times. And we've only just been trying out this like 1.5 minute ads to disable pre-rolls for a little while. Testing those waters, because I've been hearing from a lot of people that they hate pre-rolls. If they walk in on a streamer for the first time, they've never seen them before, and they have to sit through an ad of any amount, they'll fucking leave. They won't even sit around and just wait. They won't. They'll just fucking go. So with Twitch's visibility being so low to begin with,
oh yeah, that's another thing. Twitch is a garbage fire when it comes to their algorithm.
Yeah, their algorithm is shit. So like, by some miracle, some person actually stumbles upon you and you have pre-rolls and that's their one turn off, well, you just lost a potential viewer because of that. So I've been playing around with it. It seems okay. I'm not dropping anybody. Everything has been cool. We're doing the 1.5 per 30 minutes ads, but there is also the option to do 3 minutes for an hour. I don't know. Everybody's preference is no ads, but we don't get that option. We don't get any. Yeah. We don't get that option, unfortunately.
Yeah, trust me. Every single streamer on this platform would turn off ads if they could. Every single one of us.
That's good. That's a good mindset to have, because a lot of times people will sacrifice. They'll have pre-rolls in exchange for you'll have really smaller ad breaks. So like I said, when I first started, I was doing 30-second ads every hour. And honestly, for me, like if I'm talking from personal experience, I don't mind that. I understand why we have ads. I'm not that angry. However, the push for ads has become so much more excessive.
Yeah.
And like it's not just our platform. YouTube is really fucking bad too.
Yeah.
Like it's oh my god, but you guys, there were no political ads today. It was so nice.
God.
It was over. Now I did get a Christmas ad, so like, you know,
I mean, good with the bad.
You're right. Yeah. We gotta take what we can get. It's like a Christmas themed lottery commercial. But fuck it, at this point, I don't care. Mariah Carey could, like, pop up every fucking day, and I'd rather watch her than a political ad ever again.
Fuck. I never want to hear about politics after this.
Oh, God, I'm done.
God, I'm afraid to go through Twitter now, mostly because, like, a lot of people have been masked off these last few days, really, and it's really fucking disturbing.
My biggest issue has been the gloating.
Oh,
there's a significant
fuck those guys.
There's been a significant difference of how reactions have been. For the side that won, it's been a lot of cope. Cope is their favorite fucking word right now. Mm-hmm. Bro, how's it feel to lose? You need to you better cope, bro. And then, you know, they like throwing around the R slur. That one too. And then everybody on the other side is like, fuck, guys, stay strong. Don't kill yourself. Like, there's a substantial difference.
That's depressing, too. I'm going to send you something. I'm going to send you something. It's probably going to piss you off, but it's the worst thing I've seen so far.
Okay. I prepared to be angry.
Yeah.
Been told far too many times this week that my mindset is good, other than my uncle, who, when I mentioned that me and him might have to leave the country, because he's non-binary.
Yeah.
And me for being openly bisexual and married to a black woman. Bro, shit is tight right now. The struggle is real.
I sent you it. Be prepared. Yeah. Yeah.
I am actively cringing.
Yeah. I saw this and
hold on, Ben. You're right, Sanity. You're right. We gotta fucking flag this shit now. Cause how dare
we have an opinion? Jesus Christ. I did do
visibility.
I did do a tweet about it as well, because and my words were, I genuinely believe, like, for every day, people like this, every day for the rest of their miserable lives, they should have someone just walk up to them and say, "You're a piece of shit." Just every day, randomly.
I don't know why my tits is being stupid.
Just no warning, multiple times a day, unprovoked, every day.
Like, it's just, like, not working. I don't know why. It's connected. What is the problem? I don't know. I can beat myself in the face. Hold on. I have the power.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm glad you had that therapy session too, bro.
Yeah.
I unfortunately do not have a therapist. I have been coping. Fine, fuck it. I'm using that word. I'm gonna cope. Yeah. I'm sitting in here with my copium right now. It's in the jar. Yeah. It's in the jar with me. It is in the form of that VR headset.
Oh my god, he's fucking everywhere.
is coming to get us late.
Yeah.
That man needs to go somewhere. He scares me.
Go in the building.
We're going in the building. Yeah, so it's been like a rough few days. I will say that I am taking some solace in our reaction. Nobody's acting like a sore loser. Not that they don't have any right to be, but they're being very mature and they're being very supportive of others, and they're spreading positive resources for people who need it. And like People Play Magic, who like I wasn't up for streaming yesterday, but people were doing some more cozier, more open streams for people to just kind of hang out and just to, you know, get away from it all. Where is this man?
Makimura, where are you at?
Imagine being this man. Like, imagine he's back here, like, giving some old lady a massage. And some rando ass dude runs in and is like, "Get out here, I'm gonna stab you." I did too, Sanity. I thought it was a rolled up newspaper. I don't know why. You have to fall into your comfort habits such as excessive soda drinking and playing Minecraft. You know what? Whatever you gotta do, dude. Whatever you gotta do.
What? Nobody home?
I'm proud of you for taking care of yourself. Is he really looking under the bed? Maybe he's out, Majima. Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe he went to take a piss.
Fine.
Like,
I'll come back. Yeah, I don't see any bathrooms.
well, maybe he has to go out to the alley to take a piss. Have you seen the shithole his building is in?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, it was rough. Anyways,
I have not listened to it yet, Sanity. You sent it when I was with Trix, like when we were starting up. So,
aww.
Is somebody there? Oh,
this is awkward.
huh? Are you a client?
Dude, what the fuck?
That's so odd.
She's
Sorry,
blind.
is anybody in there? Yep. She's blind. Did I leave the door open when I went out? Oh, fuck. Majima, back up. Back up, dude.
It's a woman. A blind woman. Are you...
Oh, fuck. Don't breathe, don't breathe, don't breathe, don't breathe, don't breathe, don't breathe. Thief! Help! I'm a client, customer.
That's not how a customer acts, Majima, chill.
Yeah, a thief would have bolted already. Calm down, would ya?
Dude, she's blind. You just jump scared the fuck out of her.
Yeah,
what
Jesus.
What were you thinking?
Where were you? I
just came in. Oh my god.
Then you steamrolled into me. I couldn't clear out of the way. I'm the one who ought to be in shock here. But we don't have any more bookings today. Yeah, no, see, I'm hurting so bad that I'm about to fall apart. So a friend of mine, he says the guy who runs this place is a real wizard. That they say he's got what, god hands? So I came running to try and get some relief.
Get a massage from the guy he's got to kill.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You okay? I'm sorry. I was just so scared.
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of her, dude.
Sorry. It's fine. So, the boss, he not in? He's out for the day and won't be back in. I'm sorry. Why are you still apologizing? Right, got it. I'll come back later. Really?
Girl, oh
I'm
my god,
sorry.
I feel so bad.
She's so nice.
I feel like an
Don't
asshole.
cry. Come on. Where does it hurt? Huh? You said you were falling apart. If you should make an appointment soon. Oh, right. I'm actually feeling better.
Feeling better, bye.
Yeah, I'm feeling better, bye. Knew it. Knew it? Dave! I'm telling you, it's okay. Ah, fine, okay. Maybe I can get you to work on me, yeah? Would that convince you I ain't lying?
Dude. That whole I feel, oh my god, this is so awkward.
Yeah.
I don't see this going well. I can't see him killing this guy.
We'll just have to wait and see.
But I know he loses his shit at some point.
Goodness, sir, you're so stiff. You must have been in a lot of pain. Yup. Yeah. Yeah. You really done a number on yourself. I don't mean to pry, but may I ask what you do for a living?
Oh man, I could go for a massage right now.
My job? You could say a cabaret waiter. I mean, that's mostly true.
Yeah.
I'm a cabaret waiter. Oh, I see. We get a lot of customers in your line of work. It must be really taxing.
Dude, what are you doing? Where are you going?
We had someone in the other day from the Grand. He was saying it was like a war zone because the manager there is totally out of control.
That guy from the other day.
Yeah?
What are you doing? Joey.
Who did dare? They say there's no rest for the weary.
You scared
I like
her.
keeping busy.
I thought that was her in the...
Gives me a chance to
No,
meet so
it was
many interesting
me.
clients.
It was you in the litter box.
Yeah, she was in the litter box. Ash was over here taking a nap. You threw
Love
that at
asking
her.
clients
That's so
about their
mean.
jobs
You
or
better
about
go
the city.
apologize.
Didn't hit her.
No, but you scared her. Go apologize to the baby right now. Right meow.
I'm so sorry, Bean. I thought that...
Don't apologize to Bean. You didn't scare her. You scared Ash. Go apologize to
And then going
Ashy.
about it, then figure out if the cause of the pain or stiffness they come in for. Oh. If I keep quiet, she'll just keep asking questions. This is my chance to turn the tables and get some info from her.
Okay.
Okay. Ask about her to keep her off topic. Yeah, we don't want to go directly into it. Tell me about yourself. Any hobbies or anything? Let's see. I do like to read books in Braille, but I probably listen to the radio more.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. The radio, huh? Lately, I feel like there's better stuff on TV than radio. But I guess radio is pretty great because people who can't see can enjoy it too. Definitely. But I always have more fun chatting with clients. They're just listening to a one-sided monologue, so I guess you could say my job is my hobby too. Good for her. I'm glad she enjoys her work. If you really like talking that much, you'd probably make a great hostess. Who, me? I don't know about that. Nah, I'm serious. Guys who go to places like that are just looking for somebody they can talk about themselves with. Most important thing for a good hostess is to be a good listener. That's really all there is to it. That's it. There you have it. I'd say you got a promised career if you get tired of massaging. Still, I'm jealous that you like your job. Aw.
Aww.
Yeah,
Damn,
nice little
Majima got
bonding
the
moment.
cake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Majima has the whole bakery.
Kicked out.
Sorry to hear that. I guess I'm pretty lucky in that respect. Meeting my boss here really turned my life around. The only reason I've made it this far is because I'm working here.
This
Any
dude
other
really
clinic
sounds
I'd
like a
never have
saint.
managed. Yeah, this guy sounds like a really awesome dude. It's a shame we have to stab him.
Right.
Seems
I want to
pretty
know
grateful.
what about him?
Yeah. Why are they sending us after this guy?
Right.
Like, keep quiet. She'll just get. This is my chance to turn the tables, get some info from her. So yeah, now we can. Now the conversation has flowed. We can ask about her boss.
Right. She mentioned him.
Yeah. What's your boss like? The owner? Apparently he's got a pretty scary facade. A facade meaning what? He's actually different? Oh, absolutely. You never find a kinder soul. Sure, it's really intimidating when he yells, but other than that...
Girl, he should be yelling at you.
But he's, you know, not the type to use force or anything? Force? Well, it must be true that he's strong. The clients getting sushi from him make the funniest noises sometime.
Oh, I don't think he's giving them massages.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, more like... But all the pressure he applies, there's never once been a client who reported any soreness or bruising. Must be those god hands.
Is this man doing schmectual favors?
No, he's not.
That's
There's
kinda
more to this
disappointing.
story. Yeah.
Slightly disappointed.
Yeah. I really look up to him, not only in his therapy skews, but his humanity too.
Add in a minute.
Huh. Plus, he really saved me. Saved you. Anyway, so he's totally not scary underneath. Just goes to show, you really can't judge a book by its cover. Not that I've ever seen his cover. Hey, no dark humor now. Sounds like Makoto Makimura saved this girl too, same as Akko. Guess I'm just gonna have to meet this fella in person and see for myself.
There has to be something sussy.
There kinda is, and you'll see.
Man, I want a massage. I'm so jealous.
Majima looks like he's about to fall asleep.
For real, dude. She must be really good at her job.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That dagger's in his belongings.
She can't see it. It's fine. But if
Yeah.
homeboy walks in...
Yeah, that might be good. Sir?
He fell
Sir?
asleep. Aw.
Oh. Whoa. Was I sleeping? You must have been really exhausted.
Probably.
Your lymph wasn't circulating at all, huh? I guess you haven't been sleeping much.
No,
Yeah.
he's got weirdos watching his
I
apartment.
guess not. Yeah. Now, can I ask you to turn over for me? I'll go get you a pillow.
Oh, the front massage.
Man, it's a good thing she's blind. She can't see this raging boner. Oh, boss. Oh, boy.
Ruh-roh, Braggy.
Didn't notice I left my wallet here until I was done eating.
Ad time.
You're always forgetting things, boss. Oh, you working on somebody? Welcome. Oh, fuck. He sees the tattoos. He knows what he is. Am I
mean, you got tattoos too, bro.
Exactly. He came in asking for you. Work must be rough on him. He's stiff as a board. I practically bullying him into letting me work on it. Isn't that right? Yeah, you did. Oh, he sees the dagger too. Oh. And what kind of job puts a guy through all that? You got me curious.
Uh-oh.
Boss, are those the needles? Yeah. Figured it would be rude to leave a new client to my apprentice the whole time. Thought I'd throw in the acupuncture option. Whoa, really? You're so lucky. Oh my god. The owner only offers needlework to regulars. His hot needle treatment should be just what that stiff body of yours needs. What was that noise? Ah, damn, forgot something important. Hey,
Right?
run out and pick me up some smokes. What, me? You know I use them to light the ends of my needles when I'm working, yeah? You all grab me some. It'll take more time if I go. No problem. Gotta find all our clients' pressure points first. I'll take my sweet time with it.
You're right.
All right.
We could all use
Then
a
I'll head
massage.
out. Yeah, all of us
all
could.
Of us needs a massage.
You be careful. Oh, shit. Why don't you grab that knife of yours, Cyclops? You seem pretty used to situations like this. Hey, Makoto Makimura-han. And just where you hear that name hardly matters. Rope enough phone girls into doing weird research for you and your name's gonna get around. Ooh, sounds like you've been sniffing around, eh?
Oh, sniff, 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 sniff.
Yep. Alright, ready to fight him? Ready to fight Makoto Makimura?
This is a big ass man. I'm not ready.
Yeah. But any rookie hitman dumb enough to get comfy in his marked shop ain't shaking me. Huh? I'll cut you a deal, turn tail and go quiet, and I'll let you walk away. Not in the walking mood? Then here's the God Hands full service special. Get ready!
Damn needles.
Boss
Massive
intro.
man.
Yeah, fun thing about the Yakuza games, all the bosses get really cool intros.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both.
Now they're both fighting with their hands.
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're fighting with your feet. Same diff.
God, this is so unserious.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But it's so fun. Honestly, you should probably go into the menu and spend some money on this style.
Oh yeah, like.
Oh, fuck.
Owie, wowie, okay.
Have a taste of the God Hand. Oh. It'll work, you know. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, man, he fucked you good. Oh my god.
Don't you ever just want to be fucked to death? Like,
Yeah.
by a massive man?
Only every day. You're also, like, really kicking his ass right now.
I'm doing a really good job. Look at me doing a good job.
Bonk.
I'm a good girl. I'm sorry.
Hope you can use that God Hand on your face, bro. Ugh, where'd you get that baseball bat?
I pulled it out of my board hole.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's just like, pfft. Had you pegged for a 2-bit hitman.
Ah, thank
But
you
that
for the
ain't
head
it.
pats.
Just who and what are you? I could ask the same. Oh,
She's
fuck.
back. Oh, wait. No, it's not her.
Yeah, notice how they both froze because they thought it was her? We interrupted? Phew. So you're a trash punk after all. Called your little girlfriends to come help and everything?
Time
You
to
mental?
act civilized,
Ain't these your
boys.
ladies? What's that? We catch you at a bad time? You the owner here? Wenhai Lee? Huh? Where's Makoto Makimura? Oh, you're Lee? Oh, he's not our guy.
Oh.
I'm Makoto Makimura, yeah.
Oh, what?
Ooh, the plot thickens.
What the fuck is going on?
Why even bother feeding me a line like that? That one might have gotten you this far, but we ain't buying it.
Oh no, just a rock.
What the? Wait.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink?
Hey,
Oh, no,
boss,
now
I
she's
got your
back.
cigarettes. Boss?
Oh, de-scrimping.
Makoto. Shh. Oh, perfect timing. Welcome back, Makoto Makimura-chan. Huh? Are you clients, sir? Boys, grab her and let's
So
go.
it was a woman.
Run, Makoto!
Why do they want to kill a
fuck.
blind woman?
Good question. Boss, what's going on? Makoto, just get out!
So he's been protecting her too. Oh boy.
Yeah. What's happening? Where are you, boss? Makimura? It's her! You stay put, big guy. Move. What are you standing around for? What are you doing? Let me go! Go, get her out of here. Holy shit balls. The hell's going on here?
Yeah, I'm very confused too.
Oh there, Slim. Where do you think you're going? That girl's really Makoto Makimura? And what of it? Well, we're at it. Who the fuck are you? My mark. I'm not letting you guys steal her. Took the words out of my mouth, punk. Doesn't matter. You can die too.
Oh, Needle
Yep.
Man!
Help her. Get her away from them. What are you? You're the only one who can. Hurry. Hurry up and go.
Oh, he's gonna die. Oh, this poor man. It probably didn't help that we beat the shit out of him first.
Probably not.
Here's some acupuncture for your carpal tunnel, asshole.
Everything's fucked. This is insane. Getting rid of bodies is a pain, but screw it. The both of you are gonna be floating down the Sotenbori River tonight. Hope you said your goodbye, Slim. Boys, end him!
Wait, we fighting again? God damn.
Mm-hmm.
And we're naked while we're doing it.
Oh yeah, being shirtless in big fights is a pretty common staple of Yakuza games.
Fucking
Oh yeah,
shot me.
take out the guy with the gun first. Guns are always a #1 priority because they will immediately just fucking throttle you.
I don't like you, man.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons that Yakuza 1's first boss fight, or like its final boss fight, really sucks. Because all 3 of the combatants have guns.
He managed to put all his clothes back on.
Yup. Crap, which way they take the girl? There! I don't know what their end game is, but getting her away from them is priority number 1. You guys aren't going anywhere. Chase after him, Trix. Find the kidnapped girl. Do it. Go save a blind woman, Trix.
I'm gonna go save the blind.
Now you're getting it. The hell are you? Stay out of this, fool. I don't know whose men you are, but I got business with the girl. She's coming with me. I'm definitely not gonna stab her. Shit, whatever. Murder this one-eyed freak.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, they'll try and attack her. You have to protect her. I cast ER visit.
Away with you! The majority
Away
of
with
Yakuza
you.
members actively try to avoid murdering people because it just brings on too much heat. It's kind of like the mob avoids killing cops if they can because it brings down too much heat from the police. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
It brings too much attention. Much
Man,
better
that
to
was
just
clinic.
beat the shit out of people.
Tell me what's happening.
What do you mean? What do you mean what's happening? I think it's pretty obvious.
She's blind. She has no idea.
Yeah. Already on their way. Oh, you were reading her lines.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was reading
sorry.
her lines.
Listen, you're not getting that woman. More of my boys are already on their way. That's freaking great. I'll explain later. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta go, girl.
What? Shh. Keep real quiet. Bro! Damn it. What's going on here? Bro, you okay? Alright. The girl's gotta be close still. Find her. Now. And call for backup already.
That's a lot of bodies, bro. That's a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
dudes.
Tonight just keeps getting better.
No.
If your pursuers spot you and you're caught, you'll have to fight to protect Makoto. Approach groups of people standing in the street and press A to blend in and hide yourself. Places you can hide are marked on the map with a blue dot mark.
Okay.
When fighting off pursuers, keep Makoto safe should be your top priority. If they grab hold of her and try to drag her off, she'll spend her energy to resist. If Makoto loses all her energy, it's game over. Move through the streets carefully and stay hidden.
Yeah, I don't
There's
like
still more
escort
of them
missions.
back at the clinic. Best bet's to get her up north at Sotenbori Street without these bastards seeing her. Take the girl and run. Follow the pink dot. Stairs are no-go. Too slow. They'll catch up to us.
Alright, so that's some of them up ahead, right?
Yeah, you can see the little red triangles. That's where the enemies are. Oh, here's some come down the street. Okay, it looks like they should be on like guard paths, pretty much.
Okay.
So just observe their movements. Move up to the next blue dot.
Right. Come on. Come on, girl.
All right, quickly, hide into it. Okay. All right. When they go back down their path, you're gonna cut into the alley next to you.
You mean the one across from us?
Yeah, the one across from you. Yep.
Come on, girl.
Oh shit. There's guys in there. Oh fuck.
Jeff, what have you done to me? Making it
Okay,
hard
you'll
on
have to
me.
fight them. It's fine. You can fight through them.
I'm just gonna beat the motherfucker with a baseball bat.
Just make sure you keep them away from Makoto. Awesome.
Oh my god, move. Jesus.
Alright, you just created a shortcut. Nice. You'll have to fight your way through another couple of guys there.
Okay. That's fine.
But it should be fine, yeah.
Alright, let's get this
There
over
we go.
with.
assholes in the back cheering for?
Right,
Help
like,
them.
what are you watching for? Call
the police. Holy
right, for
fuck.
real.
I cast, you know what, you're fucking dead. Bye.
Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Alright. Ooh. I need to go grab my pills and a refill.
Okay.
And do a potty break. And Sanity wants me to read Discord, so
Okay.
I am going to take a little couple of minute break. You guys. Yeah. Enjoy your lurk.
Enjoy your lurk, God King.
Alright. Death, you just want me to leave the screen up? You want to chat with them? You want to talk to them?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Alright. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get some shit together. You're perfecting your mob firm. Do it! Do it!
Yeah.
Do it! Alright, I'll be back.
Yep.
Come here. Glass.
So anybody know this game? Like, don't spoil anything in chat, but anybody know this game and how the plot goes? Because I know this entire game and fuck. Oh, you do, Sanity? Like, Discord message me the part you can't wait for Trix to get to. No, but I do know real life Yakuza stuff, which I will drop in whenever it pops back into my head. That is fair, God King. I've seen bits and pieces, but never played it myself. Jules, if you ever get a chance, play the Yakuza game. In fact, they're on sale right now. I would highly recommend the Yakuza games. Like, the entire series is just incredible. If you're wanting to, if you're not much for beat-em-ups, I would recommend starting with Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's a soft reboot of the series and switches to turn-based combat. Oh, okay. So you... Huh. But I'm broke. I still haven't heard back from that remote job that I'm really hoping to get. I wonder what is... What's the Yakuza games right now? Alright, let's see. Oh! Looks like the sale ended. Never mind. But pretty much all of them are $20, so if you ever get a chance, I would highly recommend. Damn, I thought the sale was still going on. That sucks. Like, well, any single one of them is $20 right now. Honestly, hold on. Is the Yakuza collection still available? Oh, there's the Yakuza series starter pack, too. What's this? Ooh, okay. It's a bundle of both Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2. Nice. What else we got? Let's see. You can play most of them with PlayStation Plus Extra or above. Yeah, actually you can too, and that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah. Oh man, the complete series bundle, you get a 20% off. It's all 7 of Kiryu's games. From Yakuza 0 to Yakuza 6. And that's $112, so not too bad considering how much you get. But yeah. Oh yeah, Joel's, if you have premium, definitely see if you can play Yakuza 0. Yeah, start with 0 to like get the like backstory and such of Majima and Kiryu. Or if you can, like, just start with Yakuza Kiwami. You know, just whatever. It's... it's an incredible series that I don't feel is defined as much by the combat as it is. There's also Yakuza Like a Dragon starter for 80. Ooh. That's also awesome, too. Oh, I fucking love that.
This looks like poop.
Like, being honest, this series is just fucking amazing.
Your toy. You're so cute. I want to eat this thing that looks like poop.
Trix, what?
Hold on. Hold on, I'll explain. I know how that must sound.
Yeah.
I did forget to look at this. I'm sorry. I got distracted by the Japanese snack box. Baby!
Okay.
Baby! Also, I didn't know you were a ginger. Gingers are hot. Baby! No context here. Look. Japanese snack box. And there's a thing in there called Seo Donuts Boo? I don't know. We're lucky it's even got English letters.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I presume it's like a donut stick. Or very brown though. And long. You're a platinum blonde? I don't know if I would have ever guessed that. Oh, it's kind of nutty.
Ooh.
It's kind of like a nutty flavor glazed donut. I like it. The only problem with like the Japanese snack boxes is I don't know what anything is because I usually can't read them.
Yeah.
And there was some stuff in there that looked like it could have been gum, so I was like, I don't really want any gum right now. Got your mom's hair. I got thick ass hair too. Oh my god!
Apple, how was Astrobot?
Are you playing Astrobot?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she was playing today. Apple, how was Astrobot?
Why does it sound familiar?
Because it's the little PS5
It's the
game where you play as a little... Yeah,
The
where you play as a little
robot guy.
Astrobot, with a little robot guy.
I had heard about that.
Who dresses up as all of the PlayStation mascots.
Yeah, I heard about that. You can read hiragana, katakana, and single-digit number of kanji. I can only count to 4. It's so cute. I bet it is. It looks adorable.
Yeah.
And I'm just a little sad because, like, I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't play it. But I
have a PS5.
Dad, eat my nuts. I'm jealous. No, I can't be jealous. I just got a Quest 3. Like, I need chill.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
chill.
literally, I want one of those. Oh, virtual reality.
The original, that's the sequel. Yeah, I remember that. I remember, I really wanted to play it because, like, it just looks so fucking cute.
Be careful, there's enemies going down that alley. Hide in that crowd. That was close. Now you're seeing the way. Hide in that crowd. Or are you just gonna fight through it?
I don't know if they're gonna move to a place where
you can sneak by them. Just
Yeah.
watch them. As long as you're in that crowd, they won't be able to see you.
These guys we can avoid, but I don't think we're gonna be able to avoid all 3 of these groups. I think we're gonna have to fight through one of them.
Yeah, you'll probably have to fight your way through that group.
That group, yeah.
Yeah, so just barrel through them.
There's like 2 of them. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I have no interest in VR until we reach the stage where we can dive into virtual reality like Sword Art Online or Overlord. Look, man. I completely agree, but at the same time, what I've seen has been fun. Okay.
Oh shit, they're grabbing her!
Fuck you, man! Damn it, it's Pell time!
You get him. You gotta be careful.
Did I leave it across the room? Motherfucker, I did. Shut up! Either bring it to me or everyone's gonna have to wait. Again, I don't think I can avoid these guys.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Run.
I got
Shit.
stuck on a box. Joe, can you grab that for me? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my kill alarm is going off. There's an ad in a minute. Gonna have an ad. I don't know why I left it, bro. I got excited by snacks, okay? I ate poop. It was
I don't think that's a good excuse. Oh shit, another one.
Fuck! This is what I get for eating poop. Tasted like a nutty donut. The best poop I've ever tasted. It's the only poop.
That's... Yeah, you know what? Somebody clip that and then take it out of context.
No!
Somebody clip that out of context completely. And just, you know, have it there to as a soundbite to just, you know, have Trix saying over and over again that she ate poop.
Poop. I eat the poop. I eat the poop.
Damn, nowhere through here except through these guys. All right, fine. Light them up then.
Oh god.
There's one right next to her.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit.
Son of a bitch! Don't you fucking touch her. Plebes.
Is it over? Are we safe? Not yet. Gotta get further out before we're safe. Come on. No time to drag your heels. Hey, there's a part 2.
Oh man.
Yep.
Alright, these dudes. Okay.
Move up to the other crowd.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Fast as you can.
It's a little slow. That's like the one thing, I guess, because she's trailing.
Yeah, we have to drag her by hand. She's blind.
It's just, it's so slow.
We can't go too fast.
Alright, they're gonna go all the way
Yeah,
up
they're
there.
gonna come back.
We're gonna wait until they pass us.
Yeah, and then run.
Wait, are you
Oh,
for real?
they're right next to us. They're right next to us. So you're gonna have to trail behind them and get into the crowd over there. So when they start going back, okay, fall behind them. Don't get too close, but get to the crowd. Hi, Ark.
We're doing an escort mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Move, 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 move.
Come on, girl. Let's go. Let's go.
Run down to the side, down on the lake side.
Oh, we got hit with a
Cutscene.
cutscene regardless. Hold on, let me give Ark a shout out. If you guys don't follow Ark, how dare you? Right now, he's been replaying all the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, how's that been going, Ark?
Oh, you haven't played them at all? I thought you just played. Whoa, okay. Well.
Yeah, keep moving.
I'm not trying to go down the stairs, Majima. I'm trying to just go straight. You never played some of the newer ones. That's what I meant. Like, you were replaying, like, the old ones right now.
Cut through here and we should be able to shake them.
Oh, you made it further in the first one than you've been before? That's good.
Oh,
I did play the first remake one. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Should that be now? Let's end this with you handing over Makoto-chan.
Oh, it's old, bro.
Crap.
The
Couldn't you have just
controls
stayed
are
down?
crusty.
Yeah, tank controls. What?
Very
Right.
crunchy, yeah. Silent Hill was like that too. It was rough to play.
Go ahead on your own.
Oh, you
Not
have
like-
the new... Oh, I got you. Okay, okay.
Before we catch up. Damn.
Whoa. So you are playing the... Okay, okay.
You, though, I'm making damn sure I kill you here and now. Then I'll take my sweet time grabbing the girl.
You're gonna wish you hadn't said that. I'm gonna make you...
Beat his ass.
I'm gonna make you eat those words. I changed to the back, because, like, I've got a lot of points in that.
Yeah. That's fine, but you'll also want to level up the other styles as you go, too.
They re-released 1, 2, and 3 with updated graphics and controls. That's nice. I didn't know they did that.
That's nice, actually. Tank controls suck ass. I'm gonna say it. Like, anyone who is nostalgic for those controls, I cannot understand you.
I was struggling with Fatal Frame 2, and then Silent Hill was pretty
brutal.
rough. Yeah. Oh, you're not dead yet. Okay, I see. Motherfucker.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no,
Tomb
Raider
Raider's
was,
tank controls are way worse.
They were rough. Oh, dude, just die. God. I need a heal, but God, die.
Yeah.
3 stims! 3 stims! Oh yeah, you gotta do them aerobatics.
Who are you guys, huh? Why are you
Puzzles,
after the
though.
girl?
The puzzle
You don't
slap.
even know that, and you're trying to get involved.
What you get? A sapphire, pretty good. Decent. Yes. You don't even know who she is.
Meaning what?
Bitch.
You don't know anything. Got no clue what she's worth.
Is she like some political man's daughter? Like, go get drinkies. You better take snacks. You better eat something, Ark, if you haven't eaten.
Yeah.
Or I'll get
You're
mad.
God, no clue what you're about to step
I'll
in.
get very upsetty spaghetti. You had shinies. I thought that said cheese. I was like, sir, that's good, but not dinner.
Yeah. Hey, I want answers here. Damn it.
Darn it. I want some cheese.
A giant, you know what? I agree with you, Arkanon. A giant hunk of cheese can be dinner.
God, you're gonna be paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying it can be.
If you're lactose intolerant, you're gonna make a lot of sweet, sweet love to your toilet. If you aren't, you're gonna be stopped up for a while.
Yep.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm taking my pill. I'm trying to break it up right now.
That's fine. We're in a cutscene right
yeah,
now.
I know. That's why I'm taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Ooh, hey, we're at Majima's shitty
Joe.
apartment. Or no, we're in an alley. I thought
Joe,
he was going
please
towards his
pity
apartment.
me. I left my juice. Joe, help.
Bad Trix.
Leave me
You
alone.
okay? Aw, look at her. She's scared.
Oh, she's
Huh?
very
What?
scared, dude.
Yeah, she's fucking petrified.
She's terrified. Yeah, I left my juice and my phone over there. I went digging for snackies and got distracted and I left my stuff. Like, I don't blame her at all. I'd be fucking pissed in my pants.
I'm scared.
Quit drinking my juice, son of a bitch! Trying to take my pill and you over here going chug, chug, chug.
So scared. I am so scared. If only there were a big, strong man with an eye patch. I was so scared. It's alright. A calm, silent moment where Majima tries to comfort this scared, blind girl.
That he's just gonna casually stab now.
Don't worry. He made it out too. You'll be together soon. Really?
Oh my god, is he lying to her?
Yeah. Why is this happening?
Hold on, I need to compose myself. Oh no. Oh, this kind of...
Silent moment of peace, and then...
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Majima pulls out his fucking dagger.
Bro.
Oh no, he's gonna murder her!
I fucking hate this. This sucks. What are they, gumballs? Because they look like gumballs, and I was scared that they were gonna be gumballs. Are they gummy?
I'll dress up as a...
Interesting texture.
karaoke idol. Yeah, that's fair, Ark. Hey, we got left on a cliffhanger, and you get 3 million yen. Congratulations!
There's no way he's gonna kill this girl. That tastes like ramen.
I mean, is he Trix?
I'll
Is he?
cry if he does, cause no. Have a good Simpsons episode. What?
That was not a Simpsons episode. That was one of the darker episodes of The Sopranos.
This is weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. It's soft, kind of grainy. And it tastes very much like the original ramen flavor. Like the soda flavor. I don't hate it. I thought this was going to be like gum because of the texture, but it's not.
Okay. Okay, hit the button, Trix.
I don't wanna.
Hey, you got 8 million yen during this chapter. Climax battle items are now open. Congratulations!
I feel very conflicted right now.
Meanwhile, with Kiryu, because we're not going back to that for a while.
I don't care. Bro, we climax. Yes.
Man falsely accused for a crime in Kazuma Kiryu of the Dojima family. To shield Dojima's captain Kazuma, the man who raised him, he risks his life and leaves the Tojo clan.
Lemonade?
The man behind the plot is next in line to Kazuma, Dojima Lieutenant and Kano clan chairman. Daisako Kuze. His ultimate name, a patch of land known as the Empty Lot. Remember this?
I remember all of this.
Square of Kamarosha and the linchpin of a massive revitalization project.
This is kind of wild that they're doing a TLDR.
Amidst the Yakuza's furious battle for the lot, one man draws Kiryu under his wing. Oh man, he got electric powers and shit. Tachibana, real estate president. Guided in by secret by Kazuma's hand, he prepares to make his move and to change Kiryu's fate forever. Ba-ba-ba.
Alright, but like, no. I don't want to.
But now we're with Kiryu.
What is this cliffhanger bullshit?
Hey, guess what? It's Kiryu's story too. We're back here. Oh, what? Machi was about to stab the blind girl? Who cares?
No, it's not. I care.
Oh, hey, it's Nishiki. Remember Nishiki? So what, you finally decided to join up with Tachibana? Yeah. Officially, I'm an employee at his real estate firm. You're a real estate agent now? Wow, look at you and your overnight jump to a legit career. Well, not that they exactly what I'd call upstanding.
Ooh.
No kidding. So let me get this straight. Tachibana Real Estate's helping you clear your name in the murder investigation. Yeah. Tachibana is already digging around for info using the firm's information network. By that he means homeless people.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Just from what Tachibana heard, my name's already come up with the cops. My prints turned up on that body in the empty lot. Yeah, because we beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
Whoopsie. Whoa, so does that mean that they're out there looking for you now?
Yep.
No. He's on that too. Tachibana's been pulling strings around the force. He can't get them to drop it entirely, but he says he can slow them down a little.
Oh,
Okay, so Tachibana's got some pull with the cops.
Makes sense.
At the end of the day, I'll still be a wanted man. I've got maybe 2-3 days left of being able to walk around the city without having to look over my shoulder.
What are you talking about over there?
Oh, gotcha. Still, that's pretty impressive. Tachibana's got to have some serious connections in the police force to pull something like that off. Seems the way. I guess there's not much you can do in the front, but leave them to it and hope for the best. So, what you up to now?
For real, dude, what are you doing?
I told you, real estate.
No way, not for real, for real. Come on.
Yeah, we are actually. Just until we can pin down the owner of the empty lot. Sounds like they're just one step away from it at this point. Until then, I've been asked to help out with the rest of the firm's work. I really couldn't say no.
Wait, really? You doing honest office work? Yeah.
That is wild.
One of Tachibana's top men, this guy called Oda, is showing me the ropes. I'm meeting him after this at Cafe Alps.
Oh my god, a real job, like a real boy.
Before that, I need to do something about these clothes. Your clothes? He told me I can't show up to work looking like a Yakuza. Said I need to get a proper businessman suit.
Oh boy. Gotta look like a
Is
good
that
boy.
why you called me out today? Yeah, Nishiki knows fashion. You always know best when it comes to fashion stuff. Hoping you could help me out find something classy that makes me look less like a criminal.
Criminal.
Then you've come to the right place, buddy. Alright, leave it to me. No pressure. I'm not expecting much here. I just figured your pick would be less of a train wreck than mine.
Wah.
Whack, whack. Screw you. Is that how you ask a guy a favor?
Yeah, that's how Kiryu asks a guy a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, this series feels like Kiryu gets harder and Majima... Oh, wait, I mean, Kiryu gets softer while Majima gets harder.
Actually, it's kind of the opposite.
Is it the opposite? Oh. Where are you at?
So Kiryu becomes more disconnected from people, and Majima becomes crazier. Like, he becomes more wild and less calculated.
Oh, there she is. Bean, what are you doing? What the fuck
Like,
are you staring at?
You notice how most of the time Kiryu, how he, like, bullheadedly just rushes through everything?
Yeah.
As the series goes on, Kiryu becomes more calculated with his moves. Now, notice in this game, Majima is very calculated with all of his moves.
Mm-hmm.
But as he goes on, he becomes less and less
Oh my god,
calculated.
chat, we're going shopping!
We're gonna go shopping! Oh my god, Trix, you're gonna
Oh my
choose
god, we're
out
gonna
a
go
fucking
shopping!
swell-ass outfit for Kariya?
Okay, but like the question is like if we look like a civilian, are we gonna stop getting attacked by randos?
No, absolutely not.
How that defeats the entire fucking purpose then.
Yeah, this is Kamurocho. People will just attack you for no goddamn reason.
Oh. Just gonna run into a guy? Yeah, I probably would.
So, and yeah, Kiryu ascends to Yakuza godhood and Majima descends into madness. That's exactly the best way to put it. Little further down.
Oh, I see the suits. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, Jules.
Yeah.
Kiryu ascends and Majima dives deeper into hell.
Oof. Oof.
Playing it safe, you're probably looking at one of these. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. They're boring.
Well, yeah, it's a suit.
Welcome to
For real.
Welcome to clothes for the respectable man. All that talk about flashiness. Yeah, but this is like, won't I look broke in that? No, you'll look like a respectable, upstanding citizen, Kiryu.
No, I want to look rich.
Which is the same as being broke. Fits you like a glove.
Oh!
Damn, Nishiki.
Shots fired.
Oh, real fun. What about this one? Are you stupid? Absolutely no freaking way. You show. I know that's one. Yet somehow I know that's one you'd pick. What's wrong with it? That suit's so loud it's practically screaming. It'd be hell to coordinate the watch, shoes, hair, accessories. Pair with the wrong stuff and you look like an idiot. Fashion aside, it takes effort and work to look like that. An oblivious guy like you would look like the suit wearing you and not the other way around. Jeez, fashion's a real pain in the ass. Kiryu, just pick the boring one, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Here, how about this? The color's muted, but with the peaked lapel, it's gonna look flashier than you'd think. Oh, white, huh?
White?
No, not white! It's a lot less crazier than the monster print you got going on. Well, go ahead and try it on.
White.
Okay, here we go.
White
Here's Kiryu's idea of a business suit.
That is not a business suit. That's a... Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You look like a pimp.
What do you think, Nishi? Yeah, he does look like a pimp. What's so funny? Sorry, it's just that it totally doesn't matter what you're wearing. You still don't look legit. Oh my god. Fuck you, Nishi. You're the one who picked the damn thing out.
For real,
yeah,
he looks more like a Yakuza.
But still, just... You guys does. He looks more like a criminal. What the fuck?
Don't care, I like
it.
it.
A mob boss. Wait, are you sure? You don't look like an office type, like at all. Oda said just to get some new clothes. I did what he asked. If he's got complaints, that's his problem.
It's his problem.
Kiryu, it's your job. Fuck, dude. Oh my god. Gotta celebrate my bro's fresh start.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about, huh? I didn't plan on buying it from the start. Greedy bastard.
Greedy.
Oh, he was planning on stiffing Nishiki with the suit bill all along.
That's so mean. Son, that's so homie.
Sorry to rope you into helping me out, Nishiki. Thanks. Sure. Now, you've got the meeting to head to, right? With Tachibana's guy? What was his name?
Who was this man? Mr. Man.
Oda. Yeah, we're meeting at Cafe Alps.
He wrote the One Piece.
Ah, that's right. Oh, and be careful, Kiryu. Word is that Kuze's on the warpath, and he's dead set on ending you. Your last run-in left him short on fingers and on patience.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, we got him to cut off one of his fingers, because fuck him. If things get hairy, give me a call anytime. See you around.
Funny that he's out of the Yakuza, but the Yakuza won't let him leave. Like, they won't leave him alone.
Yup.
Alright.
Okay, it's time to... I'm pretty sure Cafe Alps is on Nakamichi Street. I should get moving.
Alright, let's get going, bruh.
Yeah, just follow the pink circle thingy. Whatever.
Bonk.
Follow the yellow road.
Bonk.
Boink. Boink.
Yeah, it's the cafe. That little. There's Oda right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big guy.
I mean, he's got an open shirt too. He's
Hey,
not
you're
wearing
here.
too much different than us.
I was getting tired of waiting. Oda. You're forgetting a son there, Junior. What kind of employee talks to his boss that way? Well, I'm at it. What the hell's with that getup? I told you to get a proper suit, didn't I? You think you look like a civilian in that?
I was
like
about
you
to say,
can
he
talk.
literally looks
Huh?
like a fucking gangster
Really?
too.
You think so? Yeah,
real.
fucking. Don't throw stones in a glass house, Oda. Surely, don't kid yourself. You thinking anybody but me can keep you in check? That's true, actually. Hope you're ready. I'm a tough kind of teacher, Kiryu-kun. Oh, fuck. What are these? Vanity specs. They'll magically turn a face made from mud shots into a civilized human being. Oh, ready? You ready for
Is he gonna wear
serious looking Kiryu?
spectacles?
Yeah, he's gonna wear his
What's
spectacles and be smart.
Okay, that's hot. Guys with glasses are hot. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm sorry, but it just doesn't look right on Kiryu.
Well, yeah, because we know him. We know him
But once
differently.
it started, yeah. Naive for your. Listen to this. And too rich for your own good. Seems our pals run aloof of particularly nasty squatters. Squatter? Huh? You're a Yakuza and you don't know about squatters? You're hopeless, kid. So squatters. Basically, they take over properties in order to export a subsidizable relocation fee from the owner.
Oh.
How do they take over them? Okay, so if a mortgage owner defaults, a lot of times the court puts the building up for auction. Properties like that tend to go for a lot less than the market value.
Okay.
But they also have a tendency of bringing squatters out of the woodwork who slide in while it's vacant.
Oh.
These guys dig their heels and they refuse to leave. Whole point of them getting the property
Oh,
buyer
the
to pay
fucking
some
birth
insane
control
amount
glasses.
to get them to play out.
I do
Yep.
not miss them ugly sons of bitches.
Even though they weren't proper owners to begin with, you got it. Though most
Joe
of the,
doesn't know about the BCGs, the birth control glasses. So, when you go to basic training, and you have glasses, you wear glasses, they give you these. All right, so like essentially they're pretty fucking hardcore. They can't be broken. But they're so bulky and gaudy looking that there's this ongoing joke, particularly with like the drill sergeants, that especially if you're like in a co-op, like if your training's like in a co-op base, which mine was.
yeah.
They called them birth control glasses because essentially you're just so ugly to look at with them on. Nobody's gonna want to fuck you.
Oh God. Yeah, actually, so I had a cousin who was in the military and he wore glasses, and I've seen pictures with him
What?
with those on.
This is real life. This is for real life, and I had to wear them.
Yeah.
This is for real life, and I've had to wear them.
You went through basic training?
I didn't make it all the way through. I got injured, but I was there for way longer than I should have been. So like everybody else graduated 2.5 months in. I was stuck there for 3 months waiting for paperwork.
Oh man.
Yeah, for like a good half a month, we were left to like clean up and set up everything in for like the new recruits, which honestly was a really nice time.
Yeah.
Because it was so chill. They pretty much left us alone because like 90% of us had profiles and like couldn't do any kind of like physical or manual anything.
Yeah.
So like they could yell at us. They could like make us clean shit, but they couldn't like physically really. They couldn't make us do any kind of like PT or anything.
Gotcha.
But we had been there long enough that they were like, well, you kind of pretty much, you know, you did your time anyway. We're done yelling at you.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here much
you.
longer. Yeah, but the end was fine. But oh god, that beginning sucked, bro. It sucked. But if anybody was curious, I was at Fort Jackson, and it's known as Relaxin' Jackson. It's like supposedly like the easy, like the baby base. I don't know. It kind of sucked.
Okay.
I don't know. It was pretty hard on me. Like when we got there, they're like, yeah, everybody cracks jokes about us being Relaxin' Jackson, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not that fucking easy. And I don't think they were. I really don't think they were. I think a lot of people make that joke. They say that. I think it's because it's co-op. I think it's because they're women. They also take in a lot of like freshly graduated high school students. There's even people who do split op. So what split op is, you spend your junior year in high school, your summer, in basic training. You go home, you complete your senior year in high school, and then they ship you out to AIT, which is essentially where you learn how to do the job that you were that you picked during testing. Your dad was at Fort Bragg. My ex was at Fort Knox, so I did get to go up there and see that a little bit because I was up there for his graduation. I don't know. I think it all sucked. There were like things I did do. There were things I didn't get to do. Towards the end there, after I'd injured my shoulder, like once you enter blue phase, it's a lot more simulated. Like everything's like, so one of the last things they have you do, they have you like go out into like the woods, I guess, and you're at the FOB, you're at the forward operating base, and then they have you do like a bunch of like scenarios, like real life scenarios, quote unquote, where you like go on different teams and you have to like shoot each other with like paintball guns and but by that point I was injured, so I didn't get to do any of the training there. I ended up manning the we did like oh god, I can't remember what things are called, but like we were like in the main tent and we had to do like the call-ins. So like you would call into like other other areas of the base to like do like a check off, like to make sure everything was fine. We got to do that. I also got to like reload ammo and I got to serve people food. I miss MREs though. Some of them were banging. Some of them were gross, but some of them were pretty banging. I didn't get out of doing the gas chamber. They're like, your arms broke, not your legs. Get in there. That was an experience. It was essentially just tear gas.
Mm-hmm.
Fun times. If you ever have a cold, just get you some tear gas. Get yourself some tear gas. Clear you right out. God, it was more nasty than anything. It was painfully uncomfortable. It wasn't like unbearable, because like it's a controlled amount that they use. But dear God, the snot that was pouring out of everyone's orifices. If you had a cold, you got it. You're gonna be cleared out.
Most of the time, the squatters are in cahoots with the Yakuza. The old owners tip off their buddies that their place got auction in exchange for a cut of whatever they extort.
Yep, I have those too. The part of that is their fault.
Nope, not that easy. Poor vulnerable residents like them are protected to hell and back by the law.
All that massive pressure on my legs and feet doing all that running and stuff, when at the time I didn't know my tendons and the ligaments in my leg were too short to really be doing any of that
screwed
shit.
Up, right? At the end of the day, the virus got to suck it up and pay some big bucks to get rid of them.
A lot of damage on my legs. And then
that's why our client here is coming.
Target finished the job. Target worked me so goddamn hard they broke my body. That's insane to me. I like saying it out loud is like crazy. Target is the reason why I cannot walk or stand for long periods of time.
Your very own business card, Kiryu-kun.
Oh my god.
You're an official Tachibana real estate agent now. There you go. Okay.
Complete with a
He's
business card
Trix.
carrier.
Trix, he's gonna give you some instructions on how you do business, and you really need to pay attention to these.
Business.
Yes.
Business.
Yes.
Business. Who's this man?
This is the guy. It's a server at the restaurant. Anywhere I like, huh? Where's good to talk business?
Business.
Table near the back.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the fuck sits up front and has a whole ass, like... I guess it's blocked off there. Okay, yeah.
Not that far back.
Aw.
That's a two-seater, dumbass. What's gonna plop down on the tabletop?
But I want to play video games!
Or were you willing to stand the whole time? I won't stop you. Let's find another table. You think?
I was following your instructions.
I said near the back, not the video game table.
I saw a flashy video game. I wanted to play a video game. Furthest seat?
Yeah, take the furthest seat, I'm pretty sure.
Because, like, it would be easier for them to get into the nearer seats, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's considered the head of the table.
God
That's
damn it.
my bad.
That's on you.
Yeah, that one is on me.
That's on you.
I didn't think about that. The end closest to the door is the foot. The end furthest to the back is the head of the table. Obviously, we get the foot. I knew that much. Fat lot of good that does if you can't act on it.
Look, I'm
Keep it in mind from now
American.
when you're taking a seat.
I don't
Okay.
know nothing. They don't teach us shit. We are very uneducated and very ill-cultured.
Hello, gentlemen. Are you ready to order? Right. Don't order anything.
I was about to say, no, I don't think you order anything.
Yeah.
We're mannerless heathens. I am. I don't have
No
pants
thanks.
on.
I don't need anything right now. I'll place my order in just a minute if you don't mind.
I've been walking
Understood,
around in my
sir.
panties for the past 3 days.
Oh, really?
I stopped giving a fuck.
What, you got a problem? No, I'm impressed. I was afraid you'd try and order before the client got here.
No, we wait. That's just
Yeah.
rude manners everywhere.
If you got a coffee to sit back while you kick back and wait for him to arrive, I'd have to slap that rude right
Order
out
a
of you.
beer.
I guess that's the years of Yakuza life paying off. You guys must get protocol drilled into you pretty hard. Look sharp, he's here. The older guy is our client. It's been too long.
He's so
It has.
old.
Sorry about this, Oda-san. The whole situation's a bit of a mess. And who is this? Our newest hire, Kiryu. I'll be having him help on this case for you, sir. Oh, is that so?
You got to use the old.
You missed it, Trix.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Hey, business cards, remember?
I
Were you
wasn't
planning on just
holding the
hoarding them?
controller.
Right. Kiryu, Dojima, fucking idiot. You're not Dojima family or in anyone's family. You offer business card with two hands, kid. How about a sir? Sorry about that. Kiryu, touch upon a real estate, sir. Idiot. Card's upside down. I can see that. I'm about to turn it. Try to be careful next time. Kiryu-san, is it? You seem like quite the character. Yeah, he's... This is embarrassing. You fucked it up, Trix. You fucked up the business meeting.
The burnt.
You fucked up the business!
I didn't business enough business.
Yeah. I see.
Dude, ain't
Or you
nobody
just
tell
drive
me
somebody
about
typical squatter.
fucking prompt buttons.
Purchased the property at auction last month, correct? Meaning the squatter took up residence just before that. Yeah, I think so. And it's just the one occupant? Yes, a man named Suji. Early 40s, I'd say. Filthy fellow. Looks like he's homeless.
Not surprising.
And he asked you for a relocation payment yet? Not yet. I was hoping to leave those negotiations to you Tachibana guys if possible. I'm no spring chicken and the whole thing makes me nervous. I do hope you'll be able to chase them off without trouble. Of course, if I may. Yamano-san, how much did you have in mind if must be willing to pay him? I'd like to be done with it as quickly as possible, so maybe 5 million or so.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hi.
To a guy who's just swatting there? Damn, Trix, we're in the wrong careers.
For real. Let's go squat in a house.
Go move to Japan and make nuisances of ourselves in vacant buildings. Should I pay these punks any money at all? If I were you, I would just beat their asses.
Dude, what the
hey,
fuck?
watch your tone. This Suji says he has Yakuza behind him. If I put up a fuss now, it could mean worse trouble later.
Huh.
I understand your concern, sir. But please, rest assured, our man Kiryu here is an expert at handling Yakuza. Oh, he is. A Yakuza expert? That's right, you did mention the Dojima family, Kiryu-san. Are you actually a member of... Nope, definitely not. Definitely just a regular civilian. How do I put this? He's a Yakuza otaku who really gets into character when he starts nerding out. Sometimes he likes to play dress up and pretend he's a real Yakuza for the hell of it.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's me, the otaku.
The fucking weirdo.
Just thinking like, oh god, this is so fucking embarrassing. This is the second most embarrassing situation of my life. Right after that time, I helped that dominatrix get fucking more confidence.
Bro, I'm okay.
But Tachi, he said to thank you for all the kindness you've shown us.
You have Monster Mania this weekend? What's Monster Mania? What's that? Is that a con? Is that like a horror convention?
Diddy now. Well, the Tachibana real estate for you. Always going the extra mile to beat the shit out of homeless people. On Takichi Street, the Sugata
Hi,
building.
Magic. What's up? What's up? Did you send me a thing?
Understand. We'll handle everything from here.
Yo, hi, with the 7, the weekly streak. Wow. Fill the jar. Where is my jar? Where is my jar? My hype jar got this whole time. Oh, there they go.
There it is.
There it goes.
You got the gist of that? Yeah, basically we just need to clear the squatters out of the building. Oh shit, that's awesome. I'm really good at that.
I would definitely be taking a look at that when the stream ends.
I'll handle the negotiations. You just watch and learn.
And then beat his ass, because everything we do in this game ends with an ass beating.
Got the Yakuzas backing him, right? Do you really think negotiation is good? Guess that depends on how good I am. In the meantime, Kiryu-kun, I'll bestow upon you your first mission. And what's that? Run along and fetch me a confectionery gift box, huh? Even if we're dealing with squatter trash, you don't show up to negotiation table empty-handed. We're back to business etiquette 101,
He really
kid.
does not like the idea of sucking this man's proverbial dick.
Yeah, he does not like this.
I don't blame him.
Meet me in front of the Sugata building. I'll wait for you there. See you soon.
Oh,
we gotta pay for it ourselves, too.
Of course we do. going to a sweet shop. We're going to a sweet shop.
Yep.
What kind of
Gotta
sweets
go to
y'all like, chat? What are your favorite sweets? I like cheesecake. I like me some cheesy cake.
Yeah, cheesecake's pretty good. Oh, there you boys. Over here.
Oh my god, this motherfucker
Rockets?
again.
Bacchus is hiding in the back alley next to a porn dispenser.
Oh no, no.
Trevor timing. I need to talk to you about. I'll wait for you back here. Well, go talk to Bacchus.
We have time for that. We gotta go get cake.
No, you need to go talk to Bacchus.
But we need cakey for the client. This is so unprofessional.
Yeah, you a somewhere, boy? Sorry to hold you up. Yeah, you wanted to talk? I wanted to talk about that honking salami between your legs. That's right. Tell me, have you been training it?
Oh.
Have you been whacking it, boy? If you need some help, this vending machine has just what you need.
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah, you're in there. Good. A young man like you should whack it at least twice a day. Keeps you good and healthy.
Only twice.
Because
If
I
not
have
more.
something Well, he did say at least.
Oh God.
He did say stop. Because I have something I'd like to ask you to do, if you're willing, that is.
Oh goodness.
I need you to show me the power of your technique. I hear you know the technique. Wiener squeeze. Show me how well you know that technique. What's worth the hesitation? That's not like you.
Whip it out.
Oh, it was you for a second. Oh God, is this my future? Truth is, I've got debt collectors on my tail. Scary ones.
Dude, when do you not have debt collectors on your tail?
Yeah. Probably from all the bar tabs I've skipped out on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I gathered. You've been running since we met.
Mm-hmm.
No. Those two-bit jokers and nickel and dime stuff. I'm talking tunas. Famous. And I mean that in the global sense. And now they're here in Japan. Hot on my sexy ass. Hold on, did you seriously try to escape your mountain of debt by fleeing to Japan? That was the worst fucking idea.
I don't know. I like him with glasses.
Yeah, this time there may be no turning back. I think there's a price on my head. 1 whole bottle of scotch. Oh, I guess it's too late to pay the money back then. What are you gonna do, Bacchus? Well, I was hoping I could suck them off and maybe they'd forget about it. That didn't work, so I was hoping I could get you to be my bodyguard.
Hold on. Joe, what are you doing in the kitchen?
Making myself a latte.
A latte. What kind of?
Like you a lot.
With the pumpkin cheesecake latte? I can't have caffeine this late. That sounds so good though. You know what I could go for though? Oh, you got a kitty. She's asking for kisses. You better give that cat more kisses. She is asking for forehead kisses. Give her kisses. Yokai wants you to make him a drink with some gin. I don't know if we have any gin. Yeah, you give her kisses. She wants some kisses. She wants to be a tall kitty. To get tall kitty kisses. So we've got bedposts, right, on our bed. And Cinder likes to stand up on the bedpost, so she's in perfect range of your mouth, so you can kiss her on her forehead. She loves little forehead kisses. It's so cute. Oh, y'all should see it. It's so cute. She's so cute.
I figured this out. Unfortunately, I've already got enough trouble on my plate. Believe me, you'd probably be in worse danger with me around.
Bean, you better be careful. Don't roll off of the cabinet. And it's not even a cabinet,
What
it's the
would
bar.
be endangering, boy? Would it be my butthole? I'm okay with that. I'm gonna keep saying the most unhinged shit until you start paying attention.
Look, my cat's being adorable. How am I not supposed to watch my cat be cute?
Way to... I'm a heart, please. Sure, I can't pay a retainer, but if you protect me, I'll suck you off too.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'll teach you some of my top shelf moves, the good stuff.
Majima got put on a cliffhanger and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Yeah. Majima got put on a cliffhanger right as he was about to stab Makoto.
He's gonna kill a girl. I need to know if he kills the girl.
Are these moves better than your credits?
This is worse than like webtoons, bro. Where every fucking episode ends in a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. Damn straight they are. You'll do the right in a tight fight, my boy. After you do resale fun. Yep.
Look. I don't know if Kiryu was made for real estate.
Yeah.
But I do like the glasses on him. I think he looks cute, but...
Oh, and Cat means that. We're gonna be doing more real estate fun, trust me. Are you Bacchus?
Oh god. We just got this suit. I'm trying to fuck it up.
Shiteno. I think they found me, boy. That one looks mean.
Oh, it's so
this
scary.
Is the big scary debt collector,
so scary. I'm piecing in my panties. If you have to make Iroh go through this shit, I will do.
I'm here for your head, just doing my job, so don't hold it against me.
Nani?
I'm just doing my job, man.
Debt collector, huh? More like Hitman. No, I don't want to die. Please help.
Oh my god, Bacchus, grow a spine.
I'll give you a reach around, please.
He's such a good fighter, but he's such a little bitch. Like, come on.
No, he's a fighter motor. He's not a fighter.
Oh, god, but like,
yeah,
you gotta at least know the moves in order to like teach the moves. That's all I'm saying.
If I left you here, it'd be like putting a bullet in your head myself. Actually, I think I just kind of want to do that.
Yeah, let's just leave him here.
He shoots him, is like, so where do I collect the bounty? Thanks, boy. You're protecting this guy?
I'm gonna beat him. You don't break my new glasses. Don't get blood on my new suit.
I don't especially feel like watching him die. I see. Fine. They may not be a price on your head, but I'll see if I can swing a bonus afterward.
Hey, Joe.
Just take him to the Dojima clan. They'll be fine with that. Kuze will pay you a mint.
Is the rest of my bread moldy?
Hey.
My bread. My wheat bread.
Watch out, boy. I don't like the look of this one.
My keto bread.
Way ahead of you. Alright, let's do this.
Does it look okay? Do we have any cheese? That works. You want to make me a grilled cheese? Please? I can have grilled cheese sandwich. I would like you to make me a grilled cheese sandwich at 11 o'clock at night, yes. Okay, I'll think about it. Okay. Okay. I want cheese. He's a mysterious hitman with a gun. Who gave this man a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Fucking shit fuck tits. Well, at least he dropped the fucking gun. No, he still has it. He's just hitting me with it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got pistol whipped.
Yeah, you got pistol whipped a lot.
Oi.
Ugh. I'm letting you live. You go back and tell every order they hit you to forget about Bacchus. You hear me?
Do, 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 do.
There'll be others on his trail soon enough. He'll get what's coming to him.
Mwah.
Sorry, boy. Why the apology?
You know what? I don't hate that.
Oh, I told you to watch out for a knife in your ribs, yet here I am putting you in danger myself.
I like this old fucker.
Oh, hold on. I gotta send a quick... I gotta send a quick message.
Okie dokie. Joe,
Just gonna...
you want a grilled cheese sandwich too?
No.
You don't want a grilled cheese?
You're just trying to make an excuse for why I should
It's almost the next day.
Who cares
worry
what
about
time
that.
it is?
I'd rather hear more about the offer you made earlier. Something about a reach around.
There's never not a good time for grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh.
What? Oh,
I am.
yeah. Said you'd teach me some new moves. Better
Not for
make it
long,
quick, though. Before the next hitman gets here. You sure about this, boy? My reach arounds can be pretty intense. I don't have much choice. Like I said, I've got my own problems, so a few extra survival skills could come in handy. Alright. Then let me fill you in on some moves that'll send those hitmen reeling.
What's up? Alright, Death, it is almost 11 for me, so it's almost 10 for you.
Yeah, I figure
It's
I was
time
gonna
for
say after
Death
we
to
finish
go
this,
to
we need to go.
bed.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll be tucked in with a kiss. He's got work in the morning. Quit being an asshole. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna go punch him in the balls.
Yeah. Hey, when you do, tell him that's from me.
He's being so stupid.
Also, tell him that I
sad
work in a
drunk
hospital.
homeless
Thanks
man.
for, bullying a medical worker, jerk.
Joe, quit bullying medical workers. It's mean.
Oh, yo!
Oh my god. Come for his kneecaps. Come for his kneecaps. Take him out. God King taught us how to take out the kneecaps. We all learned how to beat someone up today.
Tell him to never come to the hospital I work at, because I'll mark him as uninsured.
He's uninsured. Yow. But Daddy, you gotta go eat these sweepies.
He comes in for a lab and then gets stiff with a $2,000 bill.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, whew. My chest be crunchy.
Funny how both me and Death portray this man as a
Yeah.
sad, drunk, homeless man. Excuse me, Kat. I portray him as a sad, drunk, homeless, horny, exceptionally gay man.
Very horny.
Yeah, very horny.
Guys, y'all want to see spoilers? Y'all want spoilers? I think y'all need spoilers. I think we're gonna go get some spoilers. I'm very excited. So what we're gonna do is I know who we're gonna raid. I already picked. I'm sorry. I hope that's okay. No, you okay? No, you're fine. We're gonna go raid Pix, because Pix is working on my new alerts.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Particularly the one I'm really excited for. Nice. One of the ones I'm really excited for. Yeah, so it's really fitting too, cause so let's see. Yeah, we're gonna hit them with the raid. But it looks like they're working on the hype train one right now.
Ooh, man. I mean, I was hoping we could use my raid message.
Oh, you can throw it in there too. I'll do it. I'll do that one. I'll do that one. It's fine. Throw it in there. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited for our little hype train. It's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys are gonna get a couple of spoilers because they're showing off the run animation for the starting soon screen. This was such a collaborative
here we
effort.
go.
This was such
I
a collaborative
feel
effort.
like this is an appropriate raid message.
I was promised to reach around. Dad!
Copy and paste that one, everybody.
Oh my god. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself. Be nice to yourself. All that good stuff. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Have a snack. Eat a grilled cheese. Pet your cat. You know, the usual.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Take a nap.
Yeah.
Go eat bees. Go eat beepies
Yeah.
like Death is. Thank you for my grilled cheese. Alright guys, I love you. You're wonderful. 2 beers. That's always better than 1 beer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go rate picks, okay? Enjoy your free spoilers. You're welcome. Alright?
Bye.
Bye.